But hold on, it's still okay. Now it's live. Now it's like now. Can we do the snappy?
10, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Hero Nuggets podcast. This is
Nope.
In this issue, we well, first off, I'm gonna have my Nuggets sound off. So Nuggets, say hello. Hello.
That was Steve. This is Val saying hello.
I'm Hopper, as usual. I have a great show for you tonight.
Oh God. And tonight we are joined by a special guest. I'm gonna butcher your name, so I'm gonna have you say it. How do you say your cosplay name?
What?
Missaru?
It's Miss Seru.
Missaru.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure? You seem
Obviously,
confused.
someone didn't do his research.
Listen, Val. Powers is the one that got the guest, so he really should be doing more of the research on this end. But hi, Michelle. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. We're
How are
glad
you?
to have you. We are doing well. This, again, is our 20th issue. You can follow us on HeroNuggets.com. So, getting to you, Michelle, you are a cosplayer. And actually, on the show, we've had some contention with this term before. Do you consider yourself a cosplayer or a costumer?
All right. Here's the thing. Cosplay is my hobby, but I do costuming as a living. Like I do costumes for movies, as like entertainment and the Miley Cyrus VMA performance. I worked on that. A bunch of really cool shit. And that when I do that stuff, I'm a costumer. When I cosplay and I go to conventions and I dress up like League of Legends characters, I am a cosplayer.
Right, but so you are a legit costumer on the side. See, the person that we had just didn't like the word cosplay, and so that's where the point of contention came from.
Oh, well, they're dumb.
So
this is how we alienate our former guests.
Yeah, sorry, no.
No,
this
it's fine.
this is how I start getting enemies. So costumer is like my legit name, like my title and my job description.
Right.
I'm actually like a specialty costumer, so I make weird shit.
That is very cool. So besides Miley Cyrus's twerking performance, what other things have you got to work on?
I worked on the first and second Hunger Games. I worked on Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 2.
Get out of here. Really?
No, yeah.
Really?
Really?
What did you do?
Wait, you gonna ask really again?
No.
On Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
What did I? There was only 6 of us, so I did a lot of. I did Sub-Zero's mask.
Oh,
The
that's
rest
what I was
Sub-
hoping for. I was like Sub-Zero anything.
Yeah, and then I did Katana and Melina. I did everything they're wearing. I did Kung Lao. Shit, they're all like. I'm so bad at this. I didn't do much of Scorpion. That was another girl. But like all the clan members, the blue and the that was like a year and a half ago too. The blue and the yellow dudes.
Shirai Ryu and the
Yeah, just like the
other
background
ones.
dudes. We made
Is
all
this
those.
like the
and-
90s Mortal Kombat film? Is that what we're talking about right now?
No, man.
No,
it's
the
an,
web
I
series.
was so lost for like a hot second. I'm like, you look
yeah,
very
there's
youthful,
an
but
incredible
from what you're
web
telling
series
me-
that was released like 2 years ago, and then they're finally doing season 2.
Yeah, season 2 is already out. Machinima puts it out. It's pretty great.
I'm
Glad
always so
way
late
up
on these
that
things.
one. Apparently, I'm super late on these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're missing out,
Super
man.
ultra mega late.
It's a whole thing.
Well, we're gonna have to check that out mainly for your costuming, but also
Oh,
because
thanks.
it's awesome.
It's
Um,
actually pretty awesome.
So, Michelle, you got your, if we're gonna use the word fame, through League of Legends cosplay. Am I correct?
Yeah, I guess. I don't consider myself famous in the slightest. I just think I'm a total
That's
weirdo
why I-
that
that's
people
why I
like.
hesitated.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, I guess League of Legends cosplay really kind of made people notice that I make costumes. But I've just been an obsessed League of Legends fan since 2010. So I was like, oh my god, the costumes are so good. I need to make all of them.
Your first one was Ash, right?
Huh?
Your first one was Ash, correct?
No, my first one was Caitlyn.
Oh, yes! You're right,
Yeah.
That's a
did
champion
Caitlyn.
in the game.
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
did Sorceress Lux.
What does
Yep.
Caitlyn look like?
okay. Caitlyn
Help me out
is
here.
She has a big ol' hat.
She has big
She has a
hat.
sweet
Actually, when
gun.
I first wore it, nobody played League. And so I went to a convention, Anime Central, in 2011, and people were like, "Oh, are you like gender bend, steampunk, Willy Wonka? Like, what are you? And like, why do you have a gun?" And I was like, "I'm Caitlyn from League of Legends. It's the best game ever. Go play." And like, there was like 6 other people who played League, and it was the coolest thing when someone was like, "Oh my God, I know who you are." I was like, "Yes, I am not Willy Wonka."
I hate when people get confused on your costumes. I suffered from that recently as well.
That's
And we got to joke about it, and it's the worst when someone doesn't know who you are, and you have to just play along with them to make them feel like they're.
Oh, are
They
you
get
talking
their
about
money's
your
worth.
gamma-radiated Kratos?
zombie Kratos.
Yeah, zombie Kratos.
I always
Oh,
tell them right
rats.
away. I'm like, "That's not who I am." Like,
I got to a point where I was annoyed because it's hot in Phoenix, and I was sweaty, and I would just say like, "Yeah, bro, that's what it is. Yep,
Yeah.
zombie Kratos, man.
The end of
See ya."
con exhaustion.
It's funny how your
But
costume
moving
was your
back-
shirt off and you were hot as fuck.
moving. Dude, it's
well, look at
120.
him. I'm just
Steve.
kidding.
Moving back to you and your video games, have you been an avid gamer your entire life? Take us back to
Yeah.
little Michelle. Where did your love of video games come from?
Oh, little Michelle. She's a weirdo. What was the first? I remember I was really obsessed with Command and Conquer games. Like, do you remember those? Anyone?
PC. Yeah, it's a
Anyone?
PC.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
RTS.
Command and Conquer.
Yeah, Red Alert, and then
Red
Red
Alert.
Alert 2.
Was this like a
And-
gift from a parent or like an uncle was like, hey, you
Wait,
should
hold
check
on.
this
I'm
out?
gonna test to see how well you know your Red Alert. How did you get to the secret ant level?
I only played online. I never played the actual.
Oh.
Yeah, I only played online. So.
Well, the
Ooh.
answer
But
is you
okay.
have to click on the
Yes.
speakers on the main start screen. little nugget for you.
Wow, I mean, I'm gonna have to try. Actually, and Yuri's Revenge. When Yuri's Revenge came out, I was so pissed because I was like, "You guys are taking over my troops with your mind? Like, what the hell is this?"
Russian fan.
I know, stupid Russians. No, I'm just kidding. I like Russia actually a lot. A couple of my friends are from Russia.
No, it's horrible over there.
You just
Don't
made a new
worry about
friend from
Oh
Russia.
yeah, Val's Russian.
A new enemy.
So Command and
Um,
Conquer started your video game love, and then where did that get into League of Legends?
Kind of. I also played like other weird games, and then for a while I was only playing like RPGs, like all the Final Fantasies.
Oh, so
That's pretty-
weird. No one plays those.
Pokemon.
No. Like I played like Echo, like anyone Sega.
The Dolphin?
Echo.
it. Wait, Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Dreamcast
Yeah.
one?
I didn't
No,
have a
it's the
Dreamcast. I had a
Genesis.
Oh, the
Sega.
OG Sega one? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I played Echo.
OG.
That was a good one.
Wait, Michelle, I have a very important question.
Is it
Okay.
on par with where we're at, or otherwise hold it to when we?
No. I was gonna ask, what color
Completely unrelated.
Pokemon were you?
What color Pokemon?
What the hell are you talking about? What
Like
color?
blue.
Oh, I was like,
Man,
Oh,
I
wait,
love
hold on.
playing Pokemon and I didn't understand that question.
Wait, yeah.
he
I'm
basically
confused.
means, do you prefer
Were you red
blue
or blue?
version or red version?
Oh, blue.
Yeah!
Team Blue.
No,
Team
it's all
Red.
about that red.
Me and
Get
Val
outta here,
know what's
red.
up.
And I
That's
just
how
found my
it's
blue.
up.
I just
You
found my
guys saw
blue
that
last
bitch
weekend.
ass dragon on there and you guys got excited. Didn't know where the real game was at.
Yeah, dude,
So,
Squirtle is my
Turtle.
favorite.
Wait, hold on. Which one could you catch Scyther on? Was that blue version or was
Red.
that? Yeah,
Answer was in blue.
exactly.
Wait, which one was your favorite, Michelle? Sorry.
Blue.
No,
Blue.
which Pokemon?
Oh, Pikachu's my hands down favorite, but Squirtle. I always start
Yeah,
with Squirtle.
Squirtle.
Squirt. And actually, on X and Y,
Charmander.
my Squirtle got to like level 33 or something, and I wasn't letting him evolve. I kept him at Squirtle, and my boyfriend was like, "You are cruel. Like that's cruel. That's Pokemon abuse." And then he guilted me into
Wants
like
to evolve, and you're not letting him evolve.
No, whoa.
Squirtle packs
Maybe he's just
cigarettes and
happy
candy so
being
he
a
can't grow.
Squirtle.
Yeah, I know. I really actually miss my Squirtle because
Yeah, look at Pikachu was happy being a Pikachu. He never wanted to be that Raichu. He had the chance.
I'm
He
not
didn't
evolving
do it.
my Pikachu. Not
That
an
was an
X.
exciting episode. Ash was like, I need you to be Raichu so we could win. And Pikachu was like, make me do it.
It was a social commentary. It was.
Dude, you cried.
Kids
I
needed to
totally
learn.
cried during the video.
I would have definitely forced my Pikachu to evolve. I didn't care if he liked it
You're
or
a
not. He wouldn't be
bastard.
my most happy Pokemon, but I'm like, bitch, I don't need you to evolve through happiness.
His
You
body,
need to
his
fucking turn
rights.
into a Raichu.
Get out.
He's just looking to get his Pokedex filled.
Yeah, man. Just give me that number.
I gotta get that Pokedex filled. So we
Trade
evolved
friends.
into Japanese RPGs, and then you found the wonderful world of online games, and
Yeah,
then
well,
you became a
I
troll.
kind of a troll.
How are you a troll? Would you say?
I'm not as bad as I used to be, but for a while I used to, when we were playing with other people, we would just distract them in chat. Like I'm like an incredible multitasker, so I'll be attacking and be like, just being like a weirdo, like hitting on them, because Annie's my main, and I actually played level like 2 to level 30 only as Annie, and she's an 8-year-old little girl, and I would talk to the other characters as if I was her in game, and people were like, "What is happening with this girl?" And then like when Bran got released, I was like, "You're my dad," and people were like, "This
Wait, is
person's
Bran
crazy."
Annie's dad?
No, but doesn't that make sense?
Oh, I could see that. Oh. By the way, speaking of brand, zombie brand skin, I can't wait for them to re-release all these Halloween skins.
God, you are the
God.
worst at staying on topic, Hopper.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. It is
You're an
topic.
ADD.
Wait, hold on. Okay, last
Dude,
thing.
Lollipoppy's where it's at.
Yes, I saw. You just had your poll of fans. Which one do you want me to cosplay as next? Lollipoppy or French Maid in Italy, right?
Yeah, and I actually was convinced. I was like, dude, Lollipoppy's gonna win by a landslide. Like, she's totally gonna. I was like, there's no way French Maid in Italy's gonna win. And then like, Lollipop was 70 votes ahead. 70 votes ahead. And like the last 100 votes, like people commenting were like, every single one was French Maid in Italy. And I was like, oh. And like, I want to do both of them, for sure. French Maid in Italy kind of makes more sense for Halloween, because. I'm totally gonna cosplay like Lollipoppy seriously at like PAX or something. I don't know where, but like Lollipoppy's going to be made.
That's
And
so
it's
cool.
it's gonna be sexy Poppy though, because I'm too tall. I'm too tall to make her
Yeah.
cute.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Oh yeah, you're tall. You're a tall gal.
See,
It's above average.
Yeah, I'm like 6'7", and I want to do J4 or Ezreal or I forget who else I
You
wanted
have
to
the
be.
Ezreal hair.
You belong in a museum. I would just yell that in everyone's face the entire
Everyone's face.
conference.
When I cosplay as Lux, I'm always like Demacia. Like people will say something, and I'll just like
Okay.
Demacia.
What have you? Okay, who are all of the 11 champions that you have cosplayed as?
Okay.
I'm gonna take this back over.
I gotta count. Okay, so we have Caitlyn, Sorceress Lux, Ashe, Arcade Sona, Headmistress Fiora, Battle Bunny Riven, Leona, Soraka, Vi, Victorious Janna. Who am I forgetting?
It's that thumb.
You said Leona, yeah?
I already said Leona. I said Vi. Ashe. I said Arcade Sona. I know I'm missing one. Holy
Wait,
shit.
think
Who-
of your roles. Top, mid, support, jungle, ADC, or X-Men.
Hold on. Did I say... I said Caitlyn.
Yep.
I said...
Ashe.
This is making me really mad.
Maybe
And I said Battle Bunny Riven, right?
Yes, Battle Bunny Riven.
Google.
Um,
Google's
Are you
gonna help.
Googling yourself?
Morgana!
Oh, yeah!
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
Morgana.
I only wore Morgana once because it took 4 hours to put the body makeup on. I was like, fuck this.
How did you do the body makeup? Well, let's get into cosplay tips and
The
tricks.
body
here.
paint? The body
Yeah.
paint?
Mhm.
I used Ben Nye aqua colors, and I had my boyfriend help paint my back.
With a brush, with like a roller.
No, you get like a sponge, like a makeup sponge that people...
Because
Oh, that's pretty interesting. I get Steve to shave my back all the time.
Oh, does he? That's true love.
Do you guys know anybody who uses horse shampoo? Because I hear it makes your hair extra shiny.
I think it's a
I
lie.
have that too. actually.
what? Where did that come from, Steve?
We were talking about the makeup, and then it got me thinking about shiny coats,
Shiny
and
hair.
and then, well, first the horse hair, and now head hair.
Ah,
What are you talking
stupid.
Horse shampoo. Is that real? Is that real? I don't even know if that's real.
Horse shampoo
Um,
is real. That's
Can one of our viewers please Google this?
Yeah,
Somebody
horse shampoo.
who-
Is this a
Somebody
thing?
send me several videos of somebody shampooing a horse, maybe while listening to some Barry White.
Yes, you'd be really into that.
Okay,
Sounds
Michelle,
like-
I have to bring this up. Speaking of horses, it's coming back. Don't give that look, Joe.
Okay,
So
okay,
you're saying
okay.
in game you pretended to be Annie as the character.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
When-
totally creepy.
When Arcade Hecarim came out, my
Yep.
friend and I were playing Duo Q, and this guy, Hecarim, game starts and he's Arcade, and the other team was like, "Oh, I love your skin, it's so cool." And he proceeded for the next 35, 40 minutes, all caps, every time. Anytime he spoke, he would say, "Here, I'm a horse." Here, here. And both teams.
You broke out. You broke up.
Yep,
left
there we
him.
go.
It was-
Internet.
Oh.
We lost him.
It's fine.
Oh, my back.
The actual
You said-
audio at the end.
What
of it
happened?
will-
Both teams.
Oh, but both
left.
teams were, laughing and everyone and having a good time. It's just one of those fun games where everyone is like, "God damn it, Hecarim, I can't even be mad because you just, oh, nice job, Hecarim. Here, I'm a horse." And he would
Yeah.
do his speed move, his truck around the map. And for everyone who doesn't know, Arcade Hecarim is based off of the what was that web game? Super Hyper Robot Unicorn Attack.
Oh, it was.
Oh,
wasn't
and
it?
looks like we have a commenter saying that there is a shampoo called Mane and Tail Shampoo.
I hope that's real.
There it is, and I think
want
that is
that to
the
be
name
so
I
real.
heard.
Dude,
Mane
you can buy
and
that.
tail.
Go buy
On
that.
Amazon.com. If you head on over to HeroNuggets.com, you can click on our affiliate link and you can buy it. And if you put in the special code Steve's a Horse, you'll get 10% off on your.
Wait, real?
your-
Real
no,
talk?
That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. I made that up.
I was gonna totally do that. I'm like, yeah.
The promo code is actually
So-
Steve is horse.
Steve is, or you, or I'm a horse. Michelle, getting back to some cosplay and some con talk, is there any standout con stories that you can regale us with from all of these times that you've dressed up?
Oh my god, I have so many.
Or any creepy? We'll also take creepy stories.
Okay, see, here's the thing: is it takes like a lot to offend
We
me.
went o- I
So
know
like,
we went
as
over
far
this.
as like someone getting
How
like
does Naked Man
offended,
go with that?
like. No, like what's his name came on the stream before we started in boxers, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, but some of my favorite things is actually one of them was in my Morgana cosplay. There was like these religious protesters outside
Yes.
of Anime Expo, like
The
serious religious protesters.
Westboro Baptist Church.
No, it wasn't them. It was just like
Ah.
people saying like la la la, and I'm dressed as Morgana, and my wings are like 6 feet.
Can
from
you tell
tip
me
of
what
this wing.
Morgana looks like? Does she look like a demon?
Yeah.
She's a fallen angel, dude.
Okay, thank you. I don't
she
play
has,
League of
like-
Legends, so I need like help.
Out. Just to Google so you don't embarrass yourself. No, just kidding. No, she has like whited out eyes, like grayish green skin. She just wears a bra and a skirt, and like my wings were massive. They were like
My
6
weekend.
Yeah, that was you over the weekend. And as we're going and we're like running and like not really running at all, we're walking across the street, and this protester comes up. And he gets in my face, and she, it's like two of them, and they're like, "You're going to hell, like you're a demon." And like, I like,
Dang.
first off, I was like, you don't know me, bro. Like, I'm in a costume. Like, what the hell? And I just like looked them dead in the face, and I was like, "You two will be judged." And like,
What was
And
the
that's-
reaction to that?
they like stopped. Just was like.
It's like, damn it, I will be. You got me.
And
on
then
that
like
one.
it's also like a quote she says in game, and
Oh,
so
no
like
way,
so
that's
like
even
yeah,
better.
so like I thought I was being clever because I was like, oh
Right.
yeah, I totally know my league, And then my boyfriend, he was like, and he was cosplaying as Malzahar, and so he's like trying not to like lose his shit, but he caught on. He's like, oh my god, that was clever, and like everyone else around was like, she told you, and the protesters were totally like. Like, oh my god, the demon just spoke to us. Like, it was pretty great. It was pretty fantastic.
No, that was a good one.
Update from the comments area: a video has been linked
I guess it's kind
for
of a
Horse
more
Shampoo.
funny one, but any like
You guys can view
Oh
it.
yeah, let's see it.
Have you met? Have you met anybody really that you looked forward to meeting? Perhaps like a fellow costumer, a fellow cosplayer, a Riot employee.
Or champion himself.
I met Annie's creator. They no longer work at Riot, and I was really excited about that. Like I work in movies, so I meet celebrities all the time.
Oh right. We do the
Right.
costume.
So no. It's just kind of like
They're
I'm trying
close
to think-
personal friends. I got them
That
on speed
jacket
dial.
is so dirty I could see all the dirt over on that shoulder.
You should probably brush your shoulder off. There you
Am
go.
I?
There you go.
Oh my god! I totally fell for that! Gullible's written on my ceiling, actually.
Can you pan the camera up? I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? Come on, I'm just kidding.
I want to know. There's the naked fig leaf man behind you. You have a name for him, I assume.
His name's Guy.
How?
Like Guy
does he-
Sensei? Guy Sensei.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
DY.
Guys to say.
Does he help you create costumes? Is that what that's for?
Or
Sounds
is he
actually-
for the lonelier nights?
Sounds nice. I don't have lonely nights. Have you seen my boyfriend? No, I'm just.
That's sexy Malzahar.
Sexy Malzahar
Is
my
that the
boyfriend.
same? See, now if you're using that to help you create costumes, it doesn't look like you guys have quite the same build.
No, I have my dress form is like over here off camera.
Sure.
It's okay. So with mannequins, you can sculpt on them. In my dress form, you use pins, and so for dress forms, which like you see a lot of photos, like my progress photos on my page, is for my dress form because I just like pin everything to it and it fits my body. This guy I can sculpt on, and his shoulders are really nice to sculpt on top, and he actually has really little legs. Like you can't see on camera, but he has like little legs
Little
that are
fellow
like
legs.
actually my measurements. So I'm like, oh, I can sculpt on that. But we bought him is because he's an exact measurements of my boyfriend, and we one day he's gonna make a Pantheon cosplay. So
Oh.
we got that to like sculpt that, use like the Warbler on the chest piece to like
Yeah.
Make
So since we've gone down this path, let's get into costume creation and talk about some processes that you use. Since earlier in the pre-show, Powers was talking about how he thinks that your armor work is some of the best he's ever seen. He's got some
Oh,
questions.
thanks.
I'm gonna let him ask some questions.
Yes. So right
Yeah,
now
some
I'm working with Warbler. I'm doing
Okay.
Thor for Halloween and for cons.
Okay.
And
What are you making out of Warbler?
I'm doing so he's like 5 different costumes. In the
Right.
Avengers movie alone, he has 3 different costumes, and I'm doing the sleeveless version of him without the
Okay.
cape. Because he has sleeveless with the cape. Anyway, so I'm
Things
doing
without the cape.
that movie version. So pretty much everything is the Warbler. The breastplate, the gilt work, bracers, the whole 9 yards. And I looked online, did a lot of tutorials. The Kamui.
Hopper, what's your question?
We're having a moment. My question: you worked with Warbler.
I love Warbler.
So when your first costume using it to where you are now, if you could go back and redo your costumes with Warbler, do you think that you could just blow that out of the water? Like, oh my god, I didn't know this cool little handy tip.
I don't know. Like, I am really happy with my past costumes. There's only probably one where I'm like, ugh, and I look at it and I'm not happy. Can you guys hear me? Did we freeze out?
No. There can be
You
hurt.
guys-
Don't worry. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Warbler, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and I get mine from cosplaysupplies.com.
Yeah.
Little shout out to you guys. I love cosplay supplies.
They will now send you free stuff.
Yeah, hopefully. That'd be awesome. But Warbler's really expensive. So
Right?
when I
It
was in
is.
college and in high school, when I started cosplay, like I started when I was 14, there was no way in hell I could have afforded it. So I probably wouldn't go back. I mean, maybe now if I had more money, I would go back and remake costumes. But my track record of going back and fixing things from old costumes is slim to none.
Yeah.
Well,
Once you get done, you're just like, I'm done with that one. I'm gonna move on to the next one.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a commenter asking a question.
Please.
Super123 Vampire asks, Michelle, have you ever thought of cosplaying Caitlyn?
From League of Legends?
Mm.
She was
I
my first
assume so.
champion. Fool.
Oh, apparently you need to link some pictures to Caitlyn for Super Vampire 123.
Super
But the
Vampire
answer is
1, 2,
yes,
3.
she thought about it and
Yeah.
succeeded. That's where she's at on this one.
There's actually, like, when I wore Caitlyn, the skirt was a little too short. And,
Oh, you
like,
liked it. Don't act like you didn't
no,
like
no,
it.
no, no. You could totally see, like, my butt cheeks from, like, every back
what I'm
angle
saying.
ever. And, like, we were joking at the con. We're like, oh, my God, there's going to be, like, a Caitlyn butt blog that's going to show up on Tumblr of, like, some creeper at the con taking butt shots.
Have you looked
Thank God
into
that
that?
never
It might
happened.
actually have happened and you didn't even
My
know
friend
about it.
did. My friend did. It didn't happen.
have you seen my butt?
Did you ask her
Have you
about
seen
her
her cheeks?
process in creating Warbler armor?
No. So I don't have a mannequin or
A guy.
A guy. Yeah, I don't have a guy.
You don't have guy?
I don't have a guy. And so it's all, put it on me, heat it up, kind of put it back on my arm or whatever, and hold. But you have your guy.
I have my guy.
Yeah.
I have my
See,
guy. I try to make I have like a mannequin head too. That's just like a head. And what I try to do is Worbla is a lot easier when you form it over things. So if you could form it over like a cardboard, like positive, like make it out of cardboard first and then mold it over. But I am also pretty great at molding on my arm, like all my arm bracers. I'm pretty sure I just heat it up and go da da da, and then cut off the surplus. So I definitely do that. And actually, some of the techniques, like one of my friends came over and was like, "That's what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cosplay for me is really fun, so I can be really experimental. Like in my Lux costume, I have 2-liter soda bottles as my shoulder pieces."
Yes. Behind the scenes.
Like no one knows, and it's like, as long as it looks good, no one cares, because it's like when we make costumes for movies, like obviously my budget's like $100,000, so it's like I can drop money on costumes, but not for cosplay, and I'm not going to drop more than like a couple hundred max on a costume.
What is the most expensive costume you've made personally?
Morgana, and she cost, I think it was like $700.
Yeah, that's.
Was that mostly for the wings?
Yeah, because I got so many feathers because I decided to make these wings massive, and feathers aren't cheap. And I was even buying them like in bulk. No, they're not cheap.
Yeah, they gotta rip them off birds.
When they're like the 12-inch long feathers that are like dyed black and purple, it's like, oh shit. I was like crying when I was like add to cart. I was like.
Well, do you have any tips for working with Worbla? From the Kamui tutorials, she has, use craft foam and other materials as like the sandwich. But in your experience, you've worked with Worbla a lot. Do you have any tips where you're like, actually, you'll find online that it says this, but I usually do this because it's like, do you have any things that you've found?
Because I experimented.
I don't use craft foam in the middle.
Really?
I feel like, I just use 2 pieces and I mold them together. I use craft foam if I use Wonderflex because it bonds, but Worbla sticks to itself.
Oh yeah.
So I just cut out the craft foam, and like no one's ever explained to me why craft foams so needed. I'm sure I'm probably like missing something, and one of these days they're all gonna fall apart. But as to date, I've never used. Who's that? That just got weird.
Wait, is there someone behind us?
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean,
no, like just a picture of a dude came up, and like everyone else disappeared.
Oh, yeah, that's just Google. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I was like,
maybe
what the hell?
It
was a connection timeout issue, so that's where that came from.
So
we
just
have
sent a picture of a guy.
lot of people in.
Yeah.
In here.
I know all too well that Worbla will stick to itself if you're not careful and you're heating it up.
Do you sand your Worbla after you're done with it?
I don't. No.
So you're just good at making it smooth. You're champ. That's what you're saying.
I mean, you can. I mean, do you sand? I've never. Does Worbla sand? I don't even know.
I don't know. We were just curious because there was a mistake that Powers made, and he wanted to fix it. So.
Oh, you can just heat it up again and fix it.
You'd think that, right? But this is not a heated up mistake.
And it sticks to your finger with the heat glove.
It's just not happening. We've ripped off so much skin at this point. It's just.
You need one of these things. Hold on. You need like one of these little mats.
Oh.
Can you get this all on cosplay? What was our website? Cosplayhelper.com.
Cosplay supplies.
It's cosplay supplies. Cosplay helper, same difference.
You can get those boards at like Michael's or Joann's. They're just cutting mats. Or you can actually just use like one of those rubber cutting mats from like I don't know, Bed Bath and Beyond.
Just like a kitchen cutting mat.
Like the silicone cutting mats are probably the best. I have another one of those over there, but they don't stick as much to it. And then when you use like a dress form, like if I use Guy, I have to like lotion him up, literally, so the Worbla doesn't stick to him.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand.
Really quick off topic before I jump to the next one. Does he have a penis under that fig leaf?
He has a bulge, like Kendall.
Okay, just like a bulge. I wasn't positive. It looked like it was sticking out more than usual, so I thought maybe he did have like an anatomical.
It's actually risen as we've been on the podcast. You're not looking, but we see it.
Probably. No, it's pretty big, and actually the reason the fig leaves are up there is my roommate got just like disturbed of looking at it. She's like, it makes me uncomfortable because it's like a bulge, but then there's obvious like the ball bulge too. So there's like two bulges.
Oh, okay,
or I
yeah,
guess,
yeah.
like three. So it's like it's not
guess there's two
anatomically
bulges.
correct. It's not. Yeah, it's like blurp, blurp.
Is there any techniques that you've used as a professional costumer to help you with your cosplay that maybe somebody wouldn't know who's not a professional?
Yeah.
I know. What kind of stuff?
Well, I went to school for costume design, so I'm really good at pattern drafting. So I just pattern draft my
What is pattern
my
drafting?
armor. Pattern. Okay, so you can go to Joann's and like buy a pattern for your costume. Like, say you want to make like a shirt, so you buy a pattern for that shirt.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people come to me like, how to make costumes, and like, I don't really use those patterns because I just make my own. So I like recommend, because before I knew how to sew, you get those and you modify them. But like, I guess working in the film industry, you learn how to work fast and have clean seams, and I line everything if I can.
And you got to Tim Gunn everything if something goes wrong.
I got to Tim Gunn everything. Oh man, make it work.
Have you ever worked with Sintra?
I have, yeah. I haven't. What?
I was gonna say, do you prefer that over Warbler, Wonderflex? Like, where do you rate those three materials?
Warbler.
Okay.
It's like off the screen. And then under that is I use foam a lot. I use like this. It's like EVA foam.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
actually really close because I love EVA foam. It's a lot cheaper. I love Warbler. Yeah, EVA foam's a lot cheaper. But with EVA foam is I just pattern draft it, and instead of sewing, I just glue the seams together, and that kind of blows people's mind a little bit. They're like, "That's foam? What? It's 3D." And instead of like a lot of people just like heat, like just the foam, and they try to heat form it, and like that kind of baffles me because it just gets really limp whenever I do it. So I'm like, fuck this. And it was like, and then I used Sintra a couple times. I don't really know how to use it properly, so it's like not on my go-to list of supplies. But I'm aware of what it's good at, kind of, and I'm aware at Googling more about it. So.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's good to know because I wasn't sure when I started this endeavor if I should do, the EVA foam or if I should do Wonderflex, Sintra, or Warbler. I Googled and I saw Warbler was the, most common thing, and I was like, okay, I guess that's the answer to that.
Did you cry when you bought like 2 rolls?
I don't think he bought one.
No, I only bought one, but I cried when I was like, do I need a second one? God, I need a second one. Oh, no. And they even say on their website, they're like, if it's October, the closer it gets to Halloween, shipping will take longer. So please beware if you're doing this for Halloween. And I did it last month, so it wasn't a big deal. But I had to carefully pattern out. Like I did the whole masking tape, saran wrap, cocoon, measured all my body, and I put those patterns on the Warbler, and I like barely had enough material left over after I drew everything on, and I was like, yes, okay.
Yeah, and you keep all the scraps, right?
I sure
Please
did.
don't tell me. Okay,
No.
good. Yeah, like.
No, that's for
We melted it
first
all
aid.
together and just made a ball
That's
because
for
it was
first
fun.
Well, you do. Did you?
No.
Because you can melt them together and like make squigglies and like fun little stuff, and that's like the best part
Do you
about.
make like
Warbler.
refrigerator magnets with your scraps?
Oh, I could. That's a good idea.
You could. You could like add some.
Oh man,
some
I could do like a
decoration
little
to your
like
refrigerator.
Toro magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
A little cute thing.
League of Legends.
So this
Yeah.
entire time we've been talking, you seem to have been making something. What are you making right now? I feel like some people are like, I know she's distracted. What's going on?
I'm making little adipose.
And there's a face on it now. That wasn't on there before.
That just makes me want to play Pokemon.
No, it's
adorable.
from Doctor Who.
That's okay. That just makes me think about Pokemon.
Is that
What are the-
permanent marker or is that edible? Is that frosting?
It's frosting.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm actually selling. Let me do my second plug of the night.
Yeah.
I'm selling at Whimsic Alley for their craft fair, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So if
And
you
I'm making
really
these-
love Misaru, you can go down there. This is in LA,
If you
right?
like me, yeah. If you like me, you can come say hi.
You can come say hello and eat a marshmallow man.
And
It's
eat
gonna
my
be
marshmallow adipose. They're so cute. I have a plushie of them too. a
I
little.
just started
plushie.
watching Doctor Who while I'm doing all my Thor stuff. It's
Hold
on
on.
Netflix.
Really
Let me go
awkward.
get my plushie. 1 second. Hold on.
Hey, Val, Steve, how are you guys doing? Oh, well, Mr. Rue's gone.
Oh,
You-
pretty good. We're actually having
Hella
some
quiet
nice.
over here.
We're actually monitoring the chat comment area.
Yeah, if there's any other questions, please.
Oh, there's
Oh, look at
there's
how
a couple
adorable that
people,
is.
but
It's a big
they're
one.
mostly there's Xbox 360 user 1 who said fuck salt you, and then
Me?
he also said go back to your home on Whore Island.
Ooh, okay.
That was
But
directed
I think that
towards
was
Steve.
someone else. I'm not sure, but it was all in capitals, so I know it was important.
That is adorable.
They're cute, right?
Are they edible in the show? I haven't, like we said, I haven't gotten
No,
that episode yet.
they're-
Wait, put those up. Can we see that? Oh
Okay,
yeah.
See
there
how
it is.
this guy?
You just want to give him a big hug.
I know, do you want to love him?
It just looks like a mini Michelin Man. Or like a mini Stay
so-
Puft Marshmallow Man that's kind of melted.
They're an alien that come out of your fat,
Oh! Nice.
and I love them.
Powers wouldn't know much about that. Kind of.
Oh shit! So someone called me. Go back to my slut farm. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they said that the pigs needed tending to at the slut farm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Angelique asks, do you have any plans of cosplaying Diana? Would look good on you.
Yes, Diana's
Wonder Woman?
What are
pretty
some
high.
future? Yeah, what are some future endeavors that you have planned?
They're all top secret. I'll have to kill you. No, I'm just kidding. So I really obviously want to do Lollipoppy. I've made that very vocal. That Lollipoppy's a thing
Yeah,
I
but you're
want to
stuck
do.
with the made in French one.
Yeah, for Halloween, I can make Lollipoppy for convention. I do what I want. uh,
Listen,
No.
listen here, commenter. She does what she wants.
I do what I want. I really want to cosplay. I really want to do Nurse Jenny Nurse Joy and
Joy.
Officer Jenny.
Yeah.
And I want to, right? And then I want to do a photo shoot and make my boyfriend be Brock. And then there's a photo shoot where he's Brock and I'm Jenny on one arm, and then I change into the next costume and I'm Joy on the other arm, and you
Yeah, that'd be
Photoshop
really
it like
fun.
one photo. Wouldn't that be great?
Or you can be half one, half the other. Like
Oh, like
you turn to
Two-Face.
the side.
Two-Face
yeah.
Pokemon?
Exactly. Oh.
Out of all the League
That's
of
a little
Legends,
intense.
out of the champs that you are thinking of doing maybe in the future, who are you most intimidated to do just because of the intensity of the costume? Whether it's tons of expanding foam, tons of this, whatever. What's like down the road for you where you're kind of daunted, like, "Oh, I really want to do that costume, but fuck my bank account."
Oh yeah, I say that every costume.
One question or 4 questions?
I would be so rich if I didn't blow all my money on cosplay. Yeah, that's like the fun part too. Is people think that like other people pay for my cosplays, and it's
Yeah,
all
like
out of my
commissions.
pocket. And every time I like weep. I'm like, oh my god, why do I keep doing this? It's because I love this. I'm a total fangirl. No, who do I really want to do? Vi was pretty terrifying. I was actually really scared about doing Vi. I thought
so
she was
good.
gonna be awful, and it was kind of really dramatic. And I'm not necessarily like a drama queen, but I was being like a little dramatic on my page where I'm like, I'm not gonna wear this, guys, if it's not finished to the con, and like everybody was like rooting for me. I stayed up 24 hours. Like I finished
Oh,
at
wow.
9 a.m. before I showed up at the con at 1 in the
Dedication.
afternoon. Like I literally was like, and I was like, I can't believe I did it, and I only had like caffeine drinks, and I was like, ah. It was because I always feel like I'm bad at props. And somehow, from like the fucking grace of God, like I come like I have no
I
idea.
mean,
Like I'm
Vi
miracle.
is incredibly daunting, but you pulled off those gauntlets, and it's so cool.
Dang. And they like the cool thing about my gauntlets is they move and my wrist move, so I can do like the Dougie with them. And I haven't seen
Just
that.
doggy with them.
You should learn.
Well, that's her
Thriller
dance and
dance.
Can you actually Dougie? Because I have no idea how to
Can
Dougie.
you teach Val how to
Can you teach me
I
how
Dougie?
to Dougie, please?
I just know it's like kind of like.
What is
There's
that?
some more things where you're like this.
That was more of like a monkey move.
Yeah, so
I don't know
there's
what
really
that was.
no-
I don't know. I really had no idea.
So there's no more future cosplays where you're like daunted by the difficulty just because you're like, "Oh, I feel like I've done the hardest thing."
Well, I don't know. Like, I want to do Zyra one day. I really want to do Zyra.
Gosh.
But I want to do, like, prosthetics. So I want, like, the
So
thing
you have
is,
to
like,
lose a
Valorant.
limb first.
Well, yeah, literally.
He's sexy
I
Maokai.
Talana Bashinsky, hey, right back to you from us.
hi.
Oh,
I'm sorry, she
actually,
just
we have
said,
a
hey,
couple-
boys, hey.
Yeah, I'll do some
Hey.
quick fire questions at you from the chat right now, Michelle.
Okay, we'll
right.
do that.
Are you bringing Morgana to Anime Central?
No, and that's from Lauren Kikyo Cat. No,
Okay.
I know who that is.
And just a quick interjection from me. How hard is it to decide? Like, you have 11 plus costumes in your closet, garage, attic, wherever. How
I
hard
have
is it for you to decide?
35.
Whoa, say that again?
35. That was
Costume-
3
like,
and a
total-
5.
Total cosplays I've done, I think, is like 35.
Wow. Okay, so how hard is it for you to decide, what do I wear this weekend? Is it more
It's
so
the hardest thing ever. Yeah, because I just want to, like, it depends. Like, there's a lot of factors. So it's like, am I traveling? Am I going on the plane? Like, do I want to be comfortable? Is it cold? Is it
Oh.
hot? Like, will I have headaches? Do I want to put the makeup
These are all
like,
legit concerns.
Wow.
These are legit, like, things where I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, do I want to put the body paint on? Like, oh, what time do I have to be, like, there? What else am I planning that day? What am I doing that night? Like,
So
do I
this is really
plan on going
important
to
for cosplayers to know of, like, the big thing is, if you've done a conference, you know, end of the day, you're tired. You're probably hungry because you're starving yourself, so it is good to plan everything out in
I
advance.
think only
Yeah.
Hopper starves himself for a convention.
Sometimes I get so excited and caught up in the adrenaline, I forget to eat, and then like my friends are like, "Mah, eat," and I'm like, oh my god, I've only had caffeine.
That's exactly what, because you've just had caffeine. Ah!
Yeah.
Well, I still have more.
Oh, you have more
Yeah,
rapid
lightning
fire?
round
You were going to
questions.
rapid fire.
Lightning
but-
fire. Let's go.
Okay,
Rapid fire, guys. Go.
Are there any
Lightning round.
any near future cosplays that aren't LOL themed?
Nurse Joy.
Nurse Joy.
Officer
No, I
Jenny.
really want to do a Mordesh from Wildstar.
Is that anime?
No, it's a video game.
Wait,
Okay.
hold
Wildstar
on.
hasn't come out yet.
Mordesh from Wildstar?
It's she just said it hasn't come out yet. So Mordesh
Yeah, it hasn't-
from Wildstar.
Mordesh. I really am pretty obsessed. Like the game hasn't even, it's in beta right now. Top of it, Mordesh
Oh,
MOR.
whoa.
Yeah, she's super cool.
Yeah,
I really want to do
you got some
Borderlands.
guns going on.
I can't decide if I want to do Angel from Borderlands 2 or if I want to do Moxie because purple's my favorite color.
Okay. I just
Yeah.
started playing Borderlands, and I actually want to do a gender bend Moxie.
That would be
You would
awesome.
wanna do that.
I really. I mean, you
Out of
see
everyone
Moxie
on the
all
podcast,
time.
Powers
Everyone
would wanna
does
do that.
Moxie, but I've never seen a gender bend of Moxie.
Have you Googled
I
it?
haven't.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know. I feel like it's been done.
Oh shit.
I
Sounds
What
feel
other-
like
what other
rule-
questions?
All right,
What other
another
What's
question.
the rule that's not
Um,
about?
all right.
This is the
Probably
slowest
Any
rapid
plans
fire
to
ever.
eat? Somebody asked you if you have plans to eat.
I ate right before the podcast. I had a taco.
What do you plans to
Alright.
eat? Are you talking about plans for
PAX
PAX East? You freaking idiot! God.
East. I was like, dinner plans? You guys want to know? Here, I'll drink some water on stream.
Yeah. Michelle, you really should transform, or Super123 Vampire. Michelle, you really should transform your Cruella de Vil cosplay to Wicked LeBlanc. It would be amazing. Ooh.
Wicked LeBlanc, her outfit's so different though.
You did Cruella de
Um,
Vil, like from the Dalmatians?
I did. I did it for Halloween last year, and I went
That's
to
fun.
like, yeah, it was pretty great. And I did like prosthetic eyebrows that were like, "Wah," and like the drag queens weren't sure if I was a girl or a guy, and I was like, that means I'm fabulous.
That means I'm fabulous. It's because
Yeah,
you're
I
tall.
was like,
At 5'9", you start confusing people. When
Yeah.
I was in
Yeah,
Thailand,
so-
that was the giveaway. If the Thai girl was like 5'9", you're like, that's probably a boy.
And the final
Oh.
question in the
Oh,
Old
do
Water
Space
round.
Monkey's question. That's a good one.
Space Monkey.
Space Monkey's
Yeah.
question?
Monkey?
Space
Yeah,
Monkey.
the last question that was just asked.
Oh, maybe my feed isn't updated. Because
Oh,
I'm gonna
here
ask.
I will ask the question.
Kyoku Cat says,
What are
serious
your
question.
thoughts on the Heroes of Cosplay show?
Oh, perfect.
I actually kind of like the show, and I did an audition for it for season 2. So there's that. Like,
We're all crossing your fingers
Hello.
for the callback.
When
yeah,
will you
well-
find out about that?
Well, the original edition was for like they're filming the second part of season 1 now, and the first con in that is going to be Nashville Comic Con, which was last weekend, and they're like, "Oh, can you do it?" And I was like, "I'm in a wedding that weekend, so no, not a chance." But then I talked back, and I guess like they like me a lot, but they don't know if they want to put me on the end of this season, which I'm guessing no, because I haven't heard anything, or wait till next season, and if they decide to do a next season, if I'm the right person, like there's a lot that goes into it. But
so what do you like about the show? Because it's gotten a lot of kickback.
Mixed reviews.
Yeah, it gets a lot of hate, and it gets a lot of hate from cosplayers. But first off, again, working in the film industry, I understand like what they're doing, the added drama. It's like you need it for a show and for ratings. I think it's really positive to non-cosplayers because it opens up and it's not so taboo. Like when you're on an airplane and you go, oh, they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going to New York. Why? To cosplay. What is that? Have you seen the show? Here's a cosplay. Or like, you know, do you know what Comic-Con is? And they're like, so it's not as taboo. There
is a documentary that I think Val found that maybe is coming out on Hulu that definitely puts cosplaying in a very awkward light. So I can see how that would be a positive point to make cosplay into a more acceptable type of thing.
Yeah, and the cosplay is very people who don't know what cosplay is and like art or whatever the English term is. Like it just kind of. It's weird to explain it to them. Like, oh, I'm dressing up as my favorite video game character and I'm going to a convention.
I actually have a question that I've actually been thinking about for quite a while. When does the change occur from like the evolution between 13-year-olds cosplaying the anime character he likes to an actual like costume creator who goes to these conventions? Like when do people normally go, hey, maybe I should stop cosplaying Naruto and turn this into an actual hobby?
Why can't you cosplay what you like? Just because you don't like anime doesn't mean nobody else does. So, God damn it, everybody should be able to cosplay what they want.
That's not actually what I meant.
I know what you're saying, Val.
Like the little kid that dresses up as their favorite anime character because they bought something at a store, and like when do you usually see those people turning into cosplayers, or like real serious cosplayers, or is it more like the people who just like making costumes and they kind of fall into it? Because we've heard a lot of different stories from various cosplayers, and I don't know if there's like a general theme.
I don't think there's like a set way that people like get into cosplay as like obsessive as I am into cosplay, but not everyone ever gets there. Do you know what I mean? Like when I started cosplaying with my best friend in 2004, we were 14. It was really fun and casual and like whatever. And I am like a crazy, like I love to sew. Like sewing was like my thing, I guess. And when we were there was like these two cosplayers, Jaya Gem and Lime Barb, who were like these just amazing, jaw-dropping, like people were stopping in the hallway to look at them, and cosplay was very different then too. And I looked at my best friend and I go, one day that's gonna be me. And she's like, all right, whatever. And like my friend, like we're so opposite, we're similar. Like she very much like she has fads and she gets over things really quickly. And like when I like something, like I like it. It's like you are mine forever. And then I hoard things. I hoard all the things I like. No.
Oh, you're a hoarder.
No, I think all cosplayers are kind of hoarders.
It's a good
all
hoarding.
All cosplayers are hoarders. Like we all hoard everything. It's like, oh, I might use that one day in a costume.
Yes,
it's true.
So do you have like a closet of elf ears somewhere, like stacked away?
A full like 8-foot walk-in closet full of costumes.
Whoa.
2 questions.
Yeah.
One, Kyoku Cat asks,
hi Lauren.
Since you're going to do Poppy, will you finally cosplay Annie?
No.
I think it's Kikyo Cat, motherfucker.
What did I say?
It is Kikyo Cat. You
bastard. Know your Japanese words.
Know your Inuyasha, fool.
Yeah.
Sorry, but the other question, what I thought Val was asking, do you think it's very feasible, easy, or have you even seen where someone does cosplay for a few years and then all of a sudden you find out that they got hired by, let's say hypothetically, like, oh yeah, I went to the past 3 Comic-Cons and now I'm the costume designer for Thor 2, Captain America 2. Like, do you see that as a legitimate means of getting into costume design for movies, shows, what have you?
Not a chance.
Oh.
She's a professional,
no.
so
yeah, I believe. Yeah. No, please.
No, no. It will help your portfolio, yes, but to become a costume designer of, say, like Thor or like Captain America, which is Judianna Mikowski, who did the first Hunger Games, you have to go, you have to join the Costuming Guild Association, and to do that, you have to work under and like do bitch work in a couple of things. So there's no way just going from like to do union work, and union work is like big budget films.
Okay.
Yeah, but it helps your portfolio. Like they're pretty excited when I'm like, look what I made over the weekend. They're like, what? You made that?
I've always wondered. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They get excited, but they don't get it. And like I made a Sally Jupiter from Watchmen, and I was showing my boss, and she's like, why would you remake that? Couldn't you just go into the costumes and like grab the actual original? And I was like, yeah, I would love to do that, but you guys would charge me out the ass to rent it. Or like my boss, because I worked in the first Hunger Games, I told her I was working like a Hunger Games release party, and so they're like, hey, can you make an Effie cosplay and like dress up like her? And it was before the movie came out, and I was like, oh shit, like now I can only go off of photos and not go off of like what I know, like where to get the exact fabric, because it was very kind of, people didn't really know what the costumes looked like, and I was like, you guys are putting me in a weird position. And so I made like this inaccurate on purpose costume because I didn't want to break my NDA. I was that's cool. And after that, my boss was like, we still had those. We didn't give them to the studio yet. And I was like, come on. I did all that work for nothing.
Steve, did you wanted to say something?
Yes, this is going to take you back a little bit, but do you actually personally know the woman who worked on Cap 2, the costumes?
Judianna?
Yes.
Yeah. And her.
Can you tell her that I'm a huge Cap fan.
We both are.
And from what I've seen so far in this movie,
she's doing good work.
These costumes are blowing my fucking dick off.
Don't say dick.
They're blowing your dick off.
No, don't tell her that.
Shit.
It's just everything is spot on. Okay? We got the elbow pad, so he looks intimidating. We got and the shoulders are nice and buffed. The pecs are puffed out. The bags. If you notice, when he has that classic costume again, he has the red in the middle. I don't know if that was her decision, but I hope it was. And find out. I just blowing my dick off. Amazing.
Yeah, really, we're very happy with it.
Here, let me text her.
Remember, it's blow dick off. That's what you're gonna go with.
Blow dick off.
Right. Okay, quick question. Sasha
couple
asks,
more questions.
Any
and
plans for
wrap
PAX
up.
East?
PAX East? I got my tickets, yes. I'm 4-day passes sold out, so I have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or 3-day passes. So I bought day passes.
And no costumes. You're just going as you, right?
And Hopper, you're being
I
asked
don't know
to
what
take
I'm
off
going
your
to
shirt
do.
for the
That's
rest
too
of the
far
show.
away. Take your shirt off, Hopper. Take it
Are
off.
we doing this?
Get off.
Take it off, Hopper.
Who asked?
Take it off.
What's the username?
Greg Peterson.
Horsehair.
Greg, we're working for you, buddy.
Wait, is it Greg Peterson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah.
She knows Greg, too.
He's a CA. We've known him for.
That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah, so take your shirt off, dude. We need those ratings.
So moving away from costume talk for a minute, what are some current games you're playing that are not League of Legends?
Pokemon X and Y.
Yeah!
To be specific.
You want to talk teams? What's your current team?
My current team?
Yeah, your Pokemon
Yeah,
team,
what's
your lineup,
What's your
yo.
primary lineup?
Oh!
Your Sinister Six.
I have Pikachu. I have.
Dude, it's up to you. Don't look at me.
No, I don't have Bulbasaur. I have Blastoise.
I can already just do a nip.
Shit, I need to like cheat. Because all I've been doing is making faces at Pikachu. I told you this before.
Yeah, we were talking about making Pokemon happy before
That's all I do.
so
is I
tips.
the
just,
show.
Tips in Pokemon XY, you can actually make faces at your Pokemon. You want to explain how to do that? Because apparently
you can
nobody
make-
knows how to
okay,
do that except
nobody
you.
knows, but it's amazing. So you pull up your DS and you go into like the Pokemon Amy, and you're like, I'm gonna play with Pikachu. And then once you have him in like the happy world with the rainbows, you just like hold the camera up. It has to be good lighting, and like shake your head like this, so it sees you. And then there's like a little man that shows up in the bottom like the touch screen, and then all of a sudden like you keep shaking your head and Pikachu will like shake his head with you, or assuming you have a Pikachu, and then all of a sudden it starts putting up these like different faces, and then it's like, oh, make this face and Pikachu will be happy, so it'll be like, make a kissy face, so you go and then Pikachu goes, And then it's like, give us a big smile. So you're like, ah! And then it's like, Pikachu goes, Pika, Pika. But if you don't do it, if he doesn't like your face, he'll be like, Pika.
Oh.
Like, breaks your heart. So,
I know what I'm doing when we get done with this podcast.
dude, seriously, it's amazing. It's so much. I play with Pikachu every night.
Well, once you're
take that
done with the
That's
Elite
so
Four,
dirty.
you
Take
should
that out of
probably
context.
check
Guy's
out.
gonna get jealous.
When you're done
Play
with the
with my
Elite Four, you should
Pikachu.
probably check out our breeding guide that we have on our website, because I posted a breeding guide to breeding the perfect Pokemon.
Ooh.
Seriously,
Is
how
it
to
the
get
old
all
Chocobo
perfect
guy?
stats.
All the perfect ones?
All the perfect
I'll have to check
stats.
that out.
All six.
Well, that's all you do.
maxed
That's
out.
what you said, right? All you do
Nice.
is breed them.
Well, you gotta breed them with Dittos. There's a special thing you gotta do. Seriously, it's a whole process. 10 steps. Breeding
I don't have
perfect
a Ditto
Pokemon.
yet. You can just train me perfect Pokemon.
You're gonna have to get a Ditto. apparently,
Well,
to get
Steve
those
will be
perfect
breeding a
breeds.
lot of perfect Pokemon. We will be selling them online if you would like to buy perfect Pokemon from us.
I'm gonna do the
Do I
dirty
not
work.
do I not get the friend discount? Oh, you guys suck.
No, definitely. You will get us the ratings discounts. No problem. We will give you one free shiny perfect
No,
Eevee
no
Pokemon.
shiny.
Oh, that'll be horrible.
Shiny
It's so
takes
hard.
forever.
So hard to
We're
breed.
looking at 1 in like 6,000.
Questions?
It's not a question. Steve, it's not a question, but your beard is sexy, sir.
Someone's into your beard, Steven.
Wait, is that for real? Out of all the beards here, mine? Who is this? Who is this person?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Angelique.
Angelique.
Well,
Do you
Angelique,
know Angelique, Michelle?
maybe
No.
she thinks I'm Val. Are you sure?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
Probably.
People change their screen names. That's the one thing. I feel like such an asshole
I can't tell.
at cons when people come up to me and they're like, "Hey," and I'm like, "You are in a different wigs and makeup and hair, and I don't know who you are." And they're like, "Yeah, you know me," and I'm like, "I do know you, but you're in a different costume and I
But
don't."
you're not in your costume, so I have no idea who the fuck you are.
Yeah, if they're like out of costume, it's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna run away.
And then you run.
Just kidding.
And then you run away. So before we go, can you give us like a really, really creepy story, please? From
A
like
creepy story?
there had to have been one creeper at a con or online or somewhere. Although technically that creeper turned into your boyfriend, but that's a whole nother story.
Yes.
Have you ever met anyone like me in front of your face at a con? Is basically what they're asking.
But see, you're not creepy to me. Like, it takes a lot to like
creepy. I'm really
creep me
not.
out.
I just
get-
look creepy. Look. See.
Okay, so I get a lot of weird messages a lot, and I actually have a folder because I screenshot every
Yes,
single weird
good
message,
idea.
like really weird messages. And I actually send them to my boyfriend or any of my close friends. Like sometimes, like this one guy, he asked me if I could send him my cosplay weapons because he wanted to take care of them, like babies. And I was like, what is this? And then there's another guy who's going to, I have to actually pull it up and read it. It's so good.
Please
It's so
do.
good.
All right, everyone.
Please do.
Hashtag creepy messages to Michelle.
Yeah, I get an
Hashtag
ungodly,
creepy cosplay messages.
creepy cosplay.
Creepy
I get
Mr. Room
an ungodly amount of people.
See,
being
that's
like,
the one thing that I like. I want to be a girl just to get those creepy messages. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
wish someone
curious
would
what
ask
other
to
scummy
impregnate me.
guys do. I'm like so curious because I know Val is one of the people that sends creepy messages. So I would
Val
like
sends
to
creepy
get a message
messages?
from him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't
this other
send. I'm very polite. Thank you.
I'm
So
sending
polite.
it to you right now so I can read it. This one, it was funny. I get a lot, and I mean like probably once or twice a week, I get people messaging me about my feet. I have like, yeah,
There's
I
a lot
have,
of guys out there.
yeah.
Wait,
Well,
do-
I have
do you-
tattooed feet. So my like left foot, like I have a
No
whole
way.
tattoo, and on like my right foot, I have like knuckle tattoos on my toes, like
Cool.
little. And I can't decide if people want to see them because they want to see my tattoos or if they're creeps. Like, I don't know. So I'm not going to send them. But people are always like, send me pictures of your feet. Send me pictures of you, like, sucking your toe. Like, weird shit.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, "Ooh."
Some webcam model
Um,
shit.
Yeah. It's like, if I could get money doing that, sure. No, I'm
You
just kidding.
can.
Yeah.
I probably could. Let
No,
me
you
read
can't.
what I just sent
No,
you.
you
This
can't.
is one of my favorite messages. It actually made me laugh. He goes, I just want to say that you are so awesome. Really, really cool. You are a great cosplayer and an awesome spirited woman. 6 exclamation marks. I would marry the shit out of you and raise the fuck out of our kids. Greetings from Costa Rica. Keep it up and kick the shit out of that infection. You are the real vibe.
Did you have an infection during this?
Or is he
No,
just
I got
wishing
really
an
sick.
infection on you?
No, I got really sick like 2 weeks ago, right before Worlds. Like the Monday before Worlds, I got like sick and was like in the hospital. And I was like, guys, I don't think I'm going to be healthy enough to go to Worlds. Like, I'm actually scared about this. And it ended up being like,
That sounded kind of like a motivational message, actually.
no, I was like really scared. I was like in the hospital and I thought I was dying. Like we thought I had an allergic reaction and like that all my organs were shutting down. But it ended up just being like, yeah, like I was literally like terrified. I called my boyfriend and I was like, hey babe, I know you're in a game right now, but I think it was like 11:30 at night. I was like, I'm about to go to bed. I was like, I think if like I hurt everywhere. I'm like 102 fever. Like I'm crying. I can't move. I'm so sore. I'm like, I literally think if I go to bed tonight, I'm going to wake up dead, which means I won't wake up. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I need to go to the hospital now, but I don't think I can drive. I might pass out. And he's like, I'm coming. So he like drove me to the hospital and they did all these tests. I got all these like x-rays and stuff. And they're like, you just have a really bad viral infection. So sleep it off.
Dang. How great would that
And
have
here's
been
some
if he
antibiotics.
if he messaged you back, 1 sec, doing Baron.
Yeah, 1 sec, Baroning. No, he was like, God, I
Did
gotta
he
go.
lose
What?
a rank because of that trip to the
No, he was
hospital?
I think he
Drop
was
down
in
to
an A
Silver
round.
League? Oh, whoops.
No, he's almost plat. He's
Yeah.
gold 1.
He could probably just talk to the programmer and make himself plat.
No, they don't do that.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd never do that.
You know, I want to. That was a good story, but I want to tell you another one. A story of two gorgeous men with the same dating profile. What would your thoughts be on something like that?
A dating profile? Dating online?
Oh, he's
Yes.
talking about mine and Steve's joint dating profile on OkCupid. That's our username is Val and Steve.
Michelle,
That's
their
real.
profile description.
That is a real thing.
Gold. It's gold.
Yeah, go
What
to
is it?
okcupid.com and search for Val and Steve.
No, it's like we're just two bros looking for two ladies who want to be.
Dose ladies, yeah.
Dose ladies,
For dose
thank you.
dudes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. No, see, like, and then that's half the thing too, is where I don't know if the creepy messages I get, because I think they're funny. They make me like they literally are like and I like laugh about it and I like tell everybody about it. I'm like, look at this message I got today, and I post it on my personal Facebook and like whatever. And I don't know if people like literally are that creepy or if they just think that like they know my humor is weird and so they're like, we're gonna send her a fucked up message.
Okay,
No,
Make her
but
laugh.
Hold on, let Val take this one. He
Yeah.
wants to.
Oh no, I can answer this.
question.
You see, when it comes to men, it is always a joke, unless you're like into it. Then it's not a joke.
That's not a joke.
That's the general rule. It's we say something really fucked up, and if you're not into it, totally a joke. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha.
Uh-huh.
But if you're like, here's my feet, then you're like, exactly what I wanted. Totally serious about this. Thank you for the feet.
Well, unfortunately, you can't really tell the tone, so it could be, "Hey, I love your feet," ha ha ha, ha, or it could be, "Hey, I love your feet."
But it is.
Right,
It's
right.
both. It's whatever you're into. Because we're men and we're flexible.
Right. You guys are just cool like that, right?
Yeah. No, we're all creepy. That's the thing. Women of this world, all men are creepy. We just don't admit it to you.
Right, but what you guys don't know is us girls, we're just as creepy. We are just as creepy.
I
Well,
know,
you
but
were
you
touting
get away
yourself
with
as
it 'cause we
queen
don't
creep
care.
over here, so you want to go
I'm
down this
actually
path? Do you want to
queen
talk
creep.
about how creepy you are? I
I'm
heard
pretty
that you were
creepy.
that you may have. There's like a legend where you showed up outside the riot building with cupcakes, dressed up as a cosplay chick.
Oh, you read it, didn't you? No, that's how you're joking, and that's like the original conversation of like my boyfriend and I had when I first met him. I was like, what would happen if I showed up outside the office, because I live like 4 miles away. I was like, just as Battle Buddy Ribbon with cupcakes. Which I would never do that, but I was like, what would happen?
Sure, of course not.
And I would never do that. Like creepers.
Whatever. Everyone likes
That'd be
cupcakes.
crazy.
There's no law.
Yeah, everyone. What if I made like carrot cupcakes that like
That's what I'm
matched my
saying.
cupcake?
It doesn't
Like
matter. They're
vegan
still in the
red
shape
velvet
of cupcakes.
cupcakes. Yummy.
Or like Lulu cupcakes. Hell yeah.
Or Caitlin cupcakes,
Caitlin's
because
cupcakes. Your little
or
Snapchats?
lollipop cake. Your lolly cake.
Lollipoppy. Lollipoppy.
Lolly-
Maple bacon
cupcake.
cupcakes.
Maple bacon
by
pancakes.
the way, Steve, you look like Iron Man according to the chat, and I've told you that for a while. I love it.
Hey-o. All right. I'll
I
take
see
it.
And rounding out, because we're rounding like an hour here. There is a question that we ask every person that comes on the Hero Nuggets,
Indeed.
and that question
Nuggets?
is, Powers. You kind of came up with a question, so I'll let you ask it.
Michelle, if you could have a useless superpower, such as
No, don't.
Wait, he totally cut it
examples.
out.
It doesn't matter. No examples.
Yo,
Any
what was the
useless
example?
superpower.
I want to know.
I was
He
gonna say,
goes, such
Spaghetti
as-
out of your fingertips.
immediately cover your body in goosebumps.
Something like
my
that.
useless-
Something that has absolutely like no.
If you cried
real-
fruit punch.
Yeah. Or like you could fly, but only into things.
Yeah, but that's kind of useful. Like you could fly into the bad guy.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Wait, did you watch that show on the BBC about the kids? They're all
Misfits.
Yeah.
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 See, at first I thought like having
Yeah, the one
control over
where they-
lactose, lactose products. I was like,
Mhm.
that's a useless superpower. And then he became
Yeah.
a supervillain.
Lactating.
Yeah.
Lactating.
Oh, I see you drank
Um,
milk today. Death.
I think a really funny, useless one would be. See, all of these are coming up with things that are totally useful. Use would be
Hard.
to like flip a cup. I don't know. That's really lame.
Well, then
That's
you'd
awful.
always win Flip Cup. That's a
I
great
know,
power.
that's-
Okay.
That's actually
so
a pretty great
previous
one.
examples, when I asked Patrick Rothfuss, he said the ability to give really good massage.
Again, that's useful. I stick to
That's
that.
so useful.
Yeah, you can
That's
make so
so
much
useful.
money.
That's a seduction
I
technique.
said, but he's like, yeah. But no, I was like, but that's useful. And he's like, but in battle or in danger, and it was like, oh.
That's true.
Okay.
Some kind of power that's useless in super heroics, because
Um,
anything can be useful.
Could I
Like-
have like the power of like making my enemies fart on command?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
It would be distracting, but not very useful.
Distracting, exactly. But they'd
I mean,
get
that's
through it.
funny,
Once they
right?
realized they weren't shitting themselves, they'd get through it.
Yeah, they'd be like, "This is uncomfortable at best, but I'm still going
Right.
to."
And
to
after
rob
they
this
got
bank."
done laughing,
Actually, Michelle,
Like
would you?
what?
Okay, here we're gonna play a little game.
I don't have a
Would
hero.
you rather
That's good.
have absolutely no control? No, would you rather have absolute control of the sound of your farts, but have them be the worst thing on the planet, or the ability to control the smell and have them just be loud and embarrassing?
Can I have both? I mean, I don't know. Farts are so funny to me.
Okay, like
Yeah, the lot funny
Remember, I
ones.
told you I'm a 12-year-old boy. Like, these
yes.
farts-
Well, I mean, you could be in a room.
Oh my god, I was just farted on. I was at a fabric store and this old lady farted on me. Like, I'm not even joking.
Wait,
Like,
are you saying she walked up and farted on you, or like you were walking by? Like she was like,
checking out
"Excuse
some
me, little
fabrics."
miss."
And this little old lady just walked up, planted her ass on her shin, and just
She's like-
farted.
No. So there's like a really thin hall, like little aisle, I guess. And I'm like, me and my friend are going and like picking out the lace for like French made in Italy. And all of a sudden here, and you're like, and I like looked over and I'm like, what is that? Sorry, I like busted my lip open, so my fart sounds are pretty awful right now. And then like I was like, I looked at my friend and I looked at the store person who was like right next to us because it's like a really thin little aisle. And I'll say here. And then she goes, "Oh my!" But she was like,
Yes.
her butt was like against me. Like she was literally like her butt was like touching my butt.
You
And I was
felt
like,
the wind
Oh, you felt the
through
butt fart.
your
It
knees
was,
there. Oh.
yeah, because she was like shopping like on that side of the aisle, and I was shopping at this side, and I just like looked. I was like to like the shop owner, and the shop owner was like, and then I was like, oh my god, I can't lose it, because if I lose it, like this woman's gonna feel so bad. She's like 85, and she just goes, oh my, from farting.
Just like
you know-
sweating from holding in
like,
laughter.
literally. And then like my friend, like she's like holding her mouth too, and then the lady like walks down the aisle, like she like was like waddling away really quick, and
She had
like we just
Walker.
lost it. Like nah, she like
Understandably so. That would. I'm
yeah.
surprised you
And
even
then-
kept it together
so,
that long.
yeah, we literally lost. I was crying. I was laughing so hard. And then when we were checking out, she's like, "Oh, it's gonna be $15." And I was like, "Don't I get the fart on?" Or she goes, "Oh, it's gonna be $20." I go, "Don't I get the fart on discount? Like, getting farted on isn't that a discount?" Like, totally joking. And she's like, "All right."
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes getting
Yeah.
farted on just pays off.
Yeah, I was like, I literally
Well-
was like, really? And she's like, yeah. I mean, you made my day. That was the funniest thing I've seen all week. And I was like,
Yes.
Now I feel bad for that cashier's
I'm
life.
so glad she said,
Yeah.
"Oh my," instead of trying to do the coughing.
Oh my.
She
It's an old
just
lady.
goes,
She doesn't care.
oh my. Yeah, she doesn't care.
She was
actually
probably pleasantly
planted-
surprised anything came out.
She probably planted her butt against me and did it on purpose because the crazy old lady strikes again.
You might as
Grandma
well when you're
fixing-
90. Let's do what we want. I'll fart on this girl with
Right?
pink hair.
Yeah, that's probably what she thought. She was like, I'll teach this girl with pink hair.
This little punk rock
Like-
girl. I'm gonna fart on her.
Her and all her drugs and her
Oh.
pink hair and her
So,
being young.
Michelle, thank you so much for coming on our podcast. Before we go, is there anything you would like to plug a couple more times? Website, a Facebook page, cons you're going to be at, upcoming costumes, things you're trying to sell on Etsy.
Okay, sure. Oh, first off, thanks for inviting me. You guys rock.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I'm glad to finally
Oh,
meet
thank
you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Finally, like digitally. Yeah, I'm selling prints online on my store Envy. I'm about to release a couple new ones. Woo-hoo. So my store Envy, I'm selling at a craft fair these little nuggets plus a bunch of really cool stuff. Look at these guys. You want to buy one? I'm selling these guys at a craft fair at Whimsy Alley in LA tomorrow and all weekend. And my Facebook page is facebook.com/Misseru Cosplay, and that's MISSYERU Cosplay.
Do you have like a Twitter /Misseru?
Yeah, it's Twitter/Misseru. Actually,
Wow.
everything /Misseru is me.
We'll have all that information on our companion too when we release the audio version.
Oh, you're
On our
awesome.
blog.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll put all that information on there for you.
All data information. Well, thanks, guys. Have fun talking about comic books.
But yeah, thank you again for coming on the show. It was a
Yeah, it was
pleasure.
awesome having you. You were
You had
great.
some good stories.
You guys
We
are
will
great.
be in contact, and I'm sure we'll invite you back. We like to have repeat guests, so that would be
Cool.
lovely.
Mm.
Yeah, I heard about like a 3-guest thing. You guys are going to invite me and 2 other people. Is that a rumor I heard?
Yeah, sure. Well, let's do it. Why not have 7 people in this chat?
I know what you're talking
That's a
about.
lot of
Michelle.
guests.
Right here.
Okay.
So
Did I just
apparently
like
there's
spoilers?
like some spoilers going on right now. I have no idea what's going on. But thank you again for coming on. We are the Hero Nuggets. You can check us out on HeroNuggets.com, Facebook /Hero Nuggets, everything, and the companion's coming up soon.
Oh, are we gonna sign out? Is that it for this episode?
No, you
Yeah.
guys are going to do comic books.
Oh no, I'm thinking honestly, I mean, we've gone on for an hour. I think maybe we should do our comic book episode on the next one.
Second half of the show that we actually planned. Unless you want to do it tomorrow, Valerie. I know.
I mean, do you want to go for a super
Well, yeah,
long
you wanna
2-hour
do it?
episode? Yeah, I'm down.
No, I would
Okay.
cut it up. I'd cut it up. I'll cut it up.
Why do they want
Yeah,
my
yeah,
shirt
okay, whatever.
off?
Let's just
Everyone in the
we'll
chat.
do a 2-parter. Let's just.
Okay, good. All right, well, Michelle, you're welcome to stay and talk with us some more, or you may continue on your night and make some costumes and go eat some food.
I'm gonna eat food like the guy who was worried about me.
Yeah.
Peace out, Boy Scouts. I love you
Bye.
guys.
Well, thanks
Thank you
again.
so much,
Thanks.
Michelle.
Yeah,
Bye,
you're
Michelle.
great. See ya.
That again is Misseru on Facebook, on Twitter, on whatever. So welcome to the Hero Nuggets again.
Wait.
We're gonna.
Someone contact her and tell her how to save her audio.
Oh yeah. So
I'll forget on that. Don't let her close Audacity.
you take care of that while we reset. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Hero Nuggets podcast. My name is Joe and I'll be your host. On this issue, we've got a lot to talk about. This is technically issue number 20. We just had a friend on. Her name is Misseru. She's a cosplayer. You can check out that episode on HeroNuggets.com. In this episode for comics, we're going to cover Nova number 9, Indestructible Hulk number 14, Daredevil, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe Justice League number 24, Justice League Dark number 24, and perhaps The Flash number 24. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, even though it's kind of a meh week for comics. But
And we
Nuggets,
got a new segment.
yeah, Nuggets sound off real quick.
Hey, this is Val going into part 2 of our issue 20.
Steve saying hello.
Hey Steve, real quick, we're still live in the chat. Someone wants your number.
Oh, is that Angelique over there wanting
Yeah,
Steve's number?
yeah, she wants Steve's number. Would you like to give that out, Steve?
I was actually going to give that to her for Steve.
Yeah, so you're free. So we were just live again with Misseru. Steve apparently looks like Iron Man. He's got kind of an Iron Man beard going on right now. And a watcher took a liking to Mr. Steve. Obviously, he's a good-looking dude. So we're going to hook him up.
Angelique,
Obviously-
why don't you email us at
hero@heronuggets.com.
That's hero@heronuggets.com, and we will get you Steve's number.
We'll get you Steve's number and maybe some dick pics because
Maybe you'll get a little Snapchat action.
dick
Who
pics.
knows?
Your fate is in their hands.
So I'm finally settled in and back from Bangkok, in India. So hopefully stuff will start coming at a rapider pace for Hero Nuggets. You can
And
get
for
our
all you
releases on Monday.
naysayers, that was not Bangkok in India. He said Bangkok
I was thinking
and
the same.
India.
And India.
He just burped.
Actually, funny part about Bangkok is our flight to Bangkok was 69. Flight number 69 to Bangkok, baby. But I'm going to move right into comic book talk. So Nova number 9 came out this week. All of the Hero Nuggets read this issue. It's an Infinity tie-in. So I just want to touch on a couple points. This comic is clearly aimed at a younger audience. Perhaps the one that's familiar with Nova from the new TV show Ultimate Spider-Man. And this issue features Proxima Midnights, who is one of Thanos's his like Dark Guard, his Black Order, his Obsidian Cull, her teenage sidekick Caldera.
Daughter.
The first thing that we see, it's her daughter of Proxima Midnight. I thought it was
Yeah,
just
it's her
like
daughter.
someone
No,
that
it's
she
her daughter.
captured. But anyway, so the first thing that we see in this issue, in the previous issue, Caldera came in and she was in Sam Alexander's house. So the first thing we see in this issue is Caldera sitting in Sam Alexander's living room, kind of just looking very comfortable. She's got Sam Alexander's kid sister laid over her lap, knocked out, and she's got Sam Alexander's mom tied up in some serious S&M looking gear. And I was curious if you guys thought that this was kind of an appropriate panel for this comic. Val, what's your opinion on this one?
Well, I thought it was appropriate. I mean, it was just a mouth gag. It's not like she had her in like full bondage leathers, but
No slave layer.
Well, and the
I
way that
do-
she was drawn as well, she was a lot more curvaceous.
Well, it's drawn for a younger crowd, but that doesn't mean they're not going to sexualize it, because that's what it is. They're all it's just a little bit of an underlying layer. It still sells to kids. I mean, fuck it. If little girls can go to JCPenney's at age 6 and get a thong, then I don't care if there's a little bit of S&M in my kid's
that
Nova
actually a
comic.
fact?
That is a fact. You can go to JCPenney's and get a
Statutory
thong.
murder.
Yeah. I thought it was a great issue, and that I was okay with that.
Steve, did you have a problem with this sexy mom?
I
feel
don't
like
know
you
where
probably
you
turned on
found.
a bit.
No, I didn't find anything about this issue sexy at all.
It was at
other-
first.
Well, never mind.
If you
No,
open
I
it
know
up,
when she was sitting on the floor with her legs to the side, almost in like
tied
a,
up with the handcuffs and like
yeah.
the gag.
I didn't find that very sexual.
Are you not into? So quickly before we go on to a couple other points, Steve, you like to be carried home by ladies. We've gone over this in the past. You'd like She-Hulk to carry you home one day. Are you not into the rough sex?
That's not the issue here at hand. I'm just saying, I saw that poor kid's mother tied up, not a lady I wanted to put my penis within.
I can accept that answer. I can accept that answer.
I was into that story.
So you both Val and Steve enjoyed this issue.
Yes.
That's what I heard right now.
It was solid, but I don't think it was as good as the previous issues. I didn't laugh as much.
So what I was going to get into here is that Nova started off with some really good stuff when Jeff Loeb was writing it. We got a little background on a Black Nova Corps that we haven't really got any new news on yet. And though some of the Nuggets didn't like it, it was kind of expanding on the Nova mythos, and it was kind of cool to learn about this new Spec Op unit of the Nova Corps. However, with Infinity taking over the Marvel Universe, we've been distracted from this kind of storyline. And I wanted to know if you guys thought this was a good interruption, or if once Infinity ends, we'll get some more of the Black Nova Corps answers, or if they're going to just kind of go their own path now that they've announced a new Warriors comic after this.
I guess I'll take this first. I actually think there was something really huge in this issue that might have been missed, but there was.
I agree.
What I completely believe is an answer as to why he still has the Black Nova Corps still have their powers, while the gold helmets don't, and that's when Sam Alexander touched the helmet of that dead Black Nova Corps member. the Black Nova Corps members' powers from that helmet were transferred into his. That's why he suddenly got that power boost. Remember that one panel?
Right. No, I completely remember. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So that is a huge hint. It seems like every single one of these they're not networked like the gold helmets are. They don't have a central power source. They're all uniquely powered by a Nova Force. They have some kind of it works differently. It doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, no, they don't seem to be attached to the world mine like the gold helmets. I feel like they're a spec ops unit that's
exactly. It fits into the whole spec ops thing. Like they run off of their own energy.
Yeah. No, so I agree that it definitely did give us some more information on the Black Nova Corps, which I'm happy about. Although I feel like originally they wanted to do it differently, and then they're like, yeah, you got to tie it into Affinity. So good luck with that one.
Yeah. I mean, they did throw that in really quick. I completely agree.
Steve, so you also didn't feel like this issue was a letdown at all?
I wouldn't say a letdown, no. It wasn't at the top of my list. It was solid, but it was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. The writing, like I kind of, it was a little mediocre for this specific issue, maybe even subpar. However, the art in this issue is really impressive.
Always solid.
I think Paco Medina really knows how to get the posing, the small touches of the details, the paneling, the way that it's set up, and very movie-esque.
The art is some of the best out right now.
And then, not to discredit his art, but I feel like the coloring especially makes the entire issue pop. The coloring makes everything look smoother and just really brings life to the entire comic. Sometimes when you scan stuff in the AR, they'll show you the art panel, and then they'll overlay the color kind of with a transition fade, and you'll notice that how much the coloring actually plays into making the artist's art look even like 10 times better than it normally does. Were you guys into the art in this one? I feel like I want more of this type of art.
No, I do. I wish more Marvel books had this. The crisp coloring is something that.
And everything's bright.
Yeah.
Even when they do dark space scenes, there's still a lot of.
It seems like there's no blacks. It's all like a really just deep shade of blue, and everything has this great beveled, shiny look to it. I think it just works really well in this medium.
So did this issue get you excited to learn more about the Black Novas, or are we kind of moving away from Nova?
I'm still excited. This is the first time I've been excited about Nova because it's interesting to see something that shouldn't be around, and like it's nice having these questions because Nova's. I mean, for me, I've never been that interested.
Right.
Just because Nova was always kind of like, hey, I'm a guy, I'm in space. Here's my Green Lantern knockoff. So this is actually interesting.
So you're digging it. Touching again on the coloring and the art, another issue that came out this week, transitioning into it, that I think the art really works for, and I'm digging way more than the first arc, is the Incredible Hulk, or Indestructible Hulk, number 14. I think me and Val are the only ones that read it this week. Am I correct?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I read it. Steve, did you read it?
No, I told you I dropped Hulk.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was pretty mediocre. We started off without much direction, I felt like, and there was appropriately lame art. In the following issues, however, we've come to separate Hulk and Bruce Banner as two separate entities.
Again.
Do you enjoy this dynamic, Val, of the raging bruiser and the scientist bent on impacting the world in a positive light?
I do, but at the end of the day, they just did a separation arc. Before Marvel Now, that's what the Incredible Hulk was. It was Bruce Banner separated from the Hulk. It was a whole thing. They did a huge arc on it. So the fact that they're just doing it again.
But that was they're not. So they're separated, but they're not really separated.
No, they are. Did you read the end of the issue? They
have more of an agreement now. Well, hold on. Before we get to that, just chill.
Spoiler.
They have more of an agreement now where Hulk's going to go do the dirty work, and then Bruce Banner is going to, in his off time, make.
Well, I don't think it's as much of an agreement as it is just manipulation.
Right. Well, right. They're using the Hulk as a weapon for
Right.
whenever
They're
we
pointing
need
him in the right
the
direction.
big guns to come in.
Which
But
is-
in a most ludicrous concept in this new story arc in a post Age of Ultron world, the time stream is completely broken and mangled. In fact, it's so broken that those attempting to travel into time are immediately torn apart. The only hero who can withstand, who has the wherewithal to withstand this force, is the Hulk.
the healing factor.
So this raging green monster is now responsible for repairing the time stream in an absolutely ridiculous concept, or at least preventing its total collapse. When you hear this, Val, were you on board with this from the beginning, or were you kind of like, what the fuck?
Well, I read an interview where they talked about it, and they were like, "Listen, we have a build-up. Like we're going somewhere with this. It's going to lead to some crazy stuff and to some major changes with the Hulk." So I gave it a shot. You know, there are those types of arcs that kind of start, and you're like, "Where's this going?" And then it kind of hits you a couple issues in. So, you know, I was waiting patiently. There were some good issues. There were some good story arcs in the beginning, but it didn't really feel like it was that cohesive until we are getting into this time travel stuff, and they're giving us a lot more of a wrap up. Like everything that's been happening over this course of time is really kind of coming into play.
Yeah, Mark Waid is kind of known, especially on Daredevil, for doing those kind of seeding issues to finally build up to something really awesome.
You know, and it kept me buying issues because I wanted to see what's gonna happen. It's exactly what Poseidon's doing with Deadpool.
In this issue specifically, we actually get to see several Hulks in various forms throughout the history. There's a World War Hulk moment where he transforms into the gladiator version of himself. There's a moment where he's like a mobster Hulk and he's shooting some machine gun.
Yeah, that's Grey Hulk, man. Mr. Fix-It.
Because there's these crone archists that are fucking with the time stream and kind of breaking everything up, and he has stopped 2 of them, and now that the final one has a plan that he's enacting. But what was your favorite Hulk, Val?
I mean, I actually love the World War Hulk. Because it's awesome seeing a Hulk of massive strength, but also of
Intellect.
Yeah, and he understands strategy, and he actually has dialogue, and I don't know. It was also my favorite run. So
Steve, how about you? What was your favorite Hulk?
I didn't read Hulk.
No, just what's your favorite
just
Hulk?
in general.
Oh, just ever.
Yeah. We
God,
got Grey
if
Hulk.
if only they had a purple Hulk.
There was a time when we were getting a bunch of different colored Hulks, but I don't know if we got a purple one.
There was that awesome evil Hulk. That was a giant lizard creature.
I like Hulk with not quite Banner level intelligence, but I guess human intelligence.
Yeah.
So he's not just a dumb brick.
So is this Hulk with little smarts? How about you, Powers? What was your favorite Hulk of all time? Do you have a favorite Hulk of all time?
Hulk of all time, I'm loving the one that was pre-Infinity.
The one that was pre-Infinity, when he was separated completely from Bruce Banner?
No, he's still the same guy, and he had the special suit so he could grow and expand. And I just love how he teamed up with Captain Marvel.
Okay, the Marvel Now one, from
Marvel Now
Avengers.
Hulk.
Yeah, from Avengers. I also agree with Val. I think World War Hulk was at his best.
I never read that.
And
Is
Planet
it
Hulk.
worth reading?
Planet Hulk and World War Hulk are some of the greatest Hulk
Do we know who wrote that?
pieces that you'll read. I honestly don't know who read it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Planet Hulk was Greg Pak.
Thank you,
Not
Steve.
Batman, Superman.
Oh!
And it was awesome because it was Hulk where Hulk could actually, he didn't have to hold back because he was on a savage planet full of creatures around similar to his strength and endurance levels.
And then we got additional aliens that were really cool characters. It was just a really good arc, all in all.
Yeah, it was. It was a
And
good year.
So, speaking of Hulk being transforming and changing, in this issue, Mark Waid finally built to the time stream being messed up and going back to the gamma burst that created the Hulk. And what ends up happening is the Hulk comes back through the time stream following the Bruce Banner bot, throws the real Bruce Banner out of the way into a trench so he doesn't get hit by the bomb and ends up taking the full force of the gamma radiation himself. So the question that we were asking is, how does the Hulk get affected by gamma radiation bomb? So Val, what do you think is going to happen with that?
I don't know if they plan on keeping this permanent, but I'm sure this is going to be at least an arc. I mean, am I allowed to talk about what happened here? Like, are we worrying about spoilers?
No.
I mean, okay, Bruce Banner, the Machine, before he gets wiped out of existence due to the fact that he never became the Hulk, so his version of himself never happened, he downloaded himself into his past version, which was epic, and ended up waking up. So they are separated, and then Hulk, that one panel of the Hulk as... I don't even know how to explain it. Double Hulk? He's hairier now?
It was like Abomination Hulk. Hulk.
He was like double.
Not Obama Hulk. Obama Hulk.
Yeah, he was like double the size, what looked like to be double the size, and he looked like he was growing fur all over himself, like he had a giant back mullet. I mean, I'm gonna need to see him later.
Redneck
right
Hulk,
now
Obama Hulk.
He looks like he needs to be holding a PBR and screaming America. But
I was gonna say moonshine. Why PBR?
because it's
backwoods.
Yeah, it's backwoods, man.
Backwoods
PBR.
mullet Hulk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I lived in the backwoods and we drank PBR.
But yeah, I like where they went with it. I think this is great. Mark Waid writes a good story, so I'm excited to see where he's going to take the Hulk and what's going to happen with him.
It's just interesting seeing more Banner stuff. That's my favorite part about this run. More Banner stuff. Banner actually being useful instead of a whiny bitch.
And like I mentioned before, the art in this book is absolutely incredible.
It ranges.
Well, there's also two different artists on it. Which
it ranges from being incredible to being god awful, but
it's really vibrant, and I just like the way they do it. It looks good. It's crisp. They give the Hulk expression that he doesn't usually have, with some cartoony, I guess, proportions. But it's really a good book. I would highly recommend starting at the Agents of Time stuff because you can jump on right there.
Yep.
Another thing that came out this week that's had good art in the past and may not have good art now is Daredevil. Bad news first, actually. Val, this is not part of your nuggets. Daredevil is coming to an end. Mark Waid is finally ending his story arc that he started so long ago at issue 36. However, the good news is that next year is the 50th anniversary of Daredevil, and Mark Waid is going to stick around for that. So there will be Marvel Now Daredevil eventually, but for the time being, it is coming to an end. This week, it was a great issue, adding to some of the White Serpent stuff that they've been doing. It also was a great issue for Halloween, as they brought in some classic monsters that Daredevil teamed up with to get in on the fight. Really nice timing at the end of October. The second is slowly building toward the ending. I don't even know what the hell I was writing there. But in this issue, they kind of end the Jester arc that they've been working on, post Bullseye arc, with a little bit of a humorous twist, and moved back into some White Serpent racism stuff. Steve, would you like to see more Jester stuff, or are you happy they got rid of him?
This is my thoughts on the issue, Joe, and your question in particular.
Just stick to the question, because I've got a couple other points.
I would have liked to see more Jester in this. I don't. When he went to Halloween Town, I didn't feel like it was the Jester storyline was closed off in any way. I just felt like he went on a little backwards vacation and he's going to hang out with Scooby-Doo and his asshole friends. I don't know where the fuck it went. Because I started reading, I was like, okay, yeah, this issue's good. Let's see where it goes. And then fucking Mummies and Frankenstein. And I was like, nope, not digging it at all.
Yeah, so kind of, like I said, took up the Halloween mantle for October for Marvel. And throughout this run, Daredevil's kind of been famous for teaming up with really obscure characters like the Hulk. Well, not obscure characters, but obscure for Daredevil to team up with, like the Hulk, Punisher, Silver Surfer, Black Cat, and then in this issue we got some Doctor Strange action. Steve,
that was fun.
Before we get to the end of Daredevil number 36, who would you like to see pop up?
Characters pop up?
Yeah, what kind of weird character would you like to see pop up and team up with Daredevil? That wouldn't normally be there. Val, if something pops into your head, you feel free to jump in.
Thank you for that, Val.
Bing Fang Foom.
Fing Fang Boom. That's a villain, though. I don't know if they can really do
No,
that.
I've never actually been a huge fan of team ups. There's like two teams I like in particular, and that exactly. It's the Heroes for Hire and then Cap and Falcon. Those are the only people, and Batman, Superman.
So Falcon, I mean, that would kind of be a weird person for Daredevil to team up with, because I don't think they've really had much interaction in the past.
No, but I feel like Falcon spends most of his time hanging out with Cap, so why would he even be hanging with Daredevil?
Well, if you're gonna go down that route, why the hell would Silver Surfer team up with Daredevil? Like, that makes absolutely zero sense.
That did make zero sense to me.
But they made it make super sense when you
Actually
read the issue.
I've got a good one.
Please.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Actually, I would accept Moon Knight. Yeah,
I feel like they've worked together in the past, but that would be really cool. I think that would be a good issue.
I just want Moon Knight because they always try to do stuff with Moon Knight and it fails when he's on his own, but it's awesome when he's on team.
Yeah.
And he and Daredevil are kind of fucked up, both of them in the head, you know? They're both a little crazy, so I think they'd get along.
No, I think it would be good. Also, Daredevil he's a lawyer, if you don't know, Matt Murdock. And because of this, they've always been able to give nods to current political events in today's day and age. For example, when the Zimmerman case happened a few months ago, Wade used it to inspire a two-part story recently involving the white supremacist group that kind of infiltrated the court system, and they had a very similar case that was going on, and they took it into a weird direction, Marvel Universe style. But in this issue, we get to see more of this kind of Sons of the Serpent, and there's a part of the book that gets really racy and really heavy with the racism. Steve, do you like how they had this inclusion and the way it turned out in the end as a misunderstanding, or do you kind of wish that Marvel would keep the politics out of their comics?
You know what? It was interesting because I did not expect for them to actually be monsters when they called them the Dark Ones.
Yeah, they call them like Dark Ones, and they're like, go get the Darkies, and the monsters are here, and then they're actually monsters.
I like a good social commentary in my comics, man. That's what I really liked about Civil War, and I mean Marvel. I don't think DC does it at all. So I do like when Marvel handles that.
I was a little worried at first when they were kind of going down that road. I'm like, oh my god, this is getting really racist. I don't know how I feel about this issue. And then when they turned it into them being real monsters, I was like, all right, I could accept the way they did this. I kind of like the way.
Yeah, they really misled you because they were like, you got these country bumpkins running around with pitchforks.
I was like, I'm not giving this issue to my black friend. It's just not happening because it's not going to turn out well.
Black friend.
The one that I have, yeah, one. That's it. That's all I have. That's all I ever have.
Well, I mean, you technically only have like 5 friends anyway, so.
Right. That's what we're saying. Is I don't have a lot of friends. But I would definitely suggest this series to a friend.
And I would suggest having a black friend.
You should. You get a lot more street cred. So that was really the only. There was a couple other good things that came out from Marvel this week. I've really been enjoying the Superior Spider-Man team-up stuff, and the Infinity, The Hunt is really fun to read. If you haven't been reading it, they introduced the Latverian school where they teach, and there's like this character that is not a centaur. What's the half man, half goat?
Satyr.
A satyr. He's a satyr that's like a sex addict and like this really suave guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta read it. It's really awesome. And there's like this hot girl that's the granddaughter of Satan. I think she's Blackheart's daughter or something.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the title of this comic?
It's Infinity the Hunt.
Infinity the Hunt.
It's like all of the Avengers Academy. The Braddock School in England, the Latverian School, they're all competing against each other when Infinity breaks out, and so you get to see all these like cool.
So it's Avengers, Goblet of Fire.
Kind of, yeah, exactly.
Except but then all the European teams no one cares about.
But yeah, so there's this girl she's a really good-looking girl. She's hot. A lot of people like her, but because she's the daughter of Satan and she's from hell, she has the smell of
Lucy, daughter of the devil.
She has the smell of brimstone on her, so she's not popular in school.
Isn't brimstone like sulfuric smelling?
Yeah, it just doesn't smell good.
It smells like
I just think
I
think it smells great. It smells like covering up a fart.
No, it doesn't. It smells like a fart.
But and the teachers at the Latverian school are just doombots with blonde wigs on. It's really funny. It's funny. So you get to see a little of the evil side of Marvel. And speaking of evil in DC, Forever Evil has taken over the DC Universe, and we're finally coming out of Villains Month and getting more of the actual story of Forever Evil. And Justice League number 24 came out this week, and it was continuing this Forever Evil storyline, and we were finally given a little bit more backstory on the crime syndicate, mostly through Ultraman's backstory. As a baby, he was raised on a very war-torn planet and taught to hate, and that he's not good enough, and that weakness of any sort must be rooted out and destroyed, which kind of lends to this character that's super evil and super against the good. I particularly enjoyed seeing his alternate backstory because he's from the Ill family, just like Superman's from the L family, and when he finally lands on Earth and starts eating the kryptonite right when he lands with the Kents, and it's not the Kents that we know. It's an alternate universe Kent family. Meth Kents.
They were the cunts.
Yeah, they were the cunts, not the Kents. So, Steve and Val, what was your initial reaction to the new Kents and Ultraman story?
Everybody's a jerk in this universe.
And I hate them.
Yes, that's it.
But I loved Ultraman's powers suck. You are powerful as long as there's kryptonite.
Not only that, and he had the worst goddamn spaceship ride over to Earth. He's just hearing his father just be a dickhead to him the whole time.
Yep. That explains why he's got some serious daddy issues. Why he's so pissed, man.
Yeah, I just thought it was great. And here's a weakness, finally. Here's something that, the Justice League could fight against.
Yeah, but with his backstory out of the way, we get to see Ultraman attempting to see how different the people of Earth are compared to his universe, how weak they are compared to his Earth, and what were the differences of the familiar faces of this planet. So he finds nothing but weak people and pushovers, and he's hell-bent on destroying all of them when a familiar former villain comes busting through the wall and begins to finally give Ultraman a beating. So, how do you guys feel about Black Adam taking on this kryptonite high Ultraman?
Yeah, basically what he said, but here's my only problem. Black Adam is magic based. Now, if this guy's anything like Superman, he's supposed to be weak against it. Black Adam is famously one of those supervillains that he can kill Superman. He is as strong as Shazam, or formerly called Captain Marvel, but it does not hesitate to murder and rip people apart. I don't understand how he managed to knock away Black Adam that easily in the issue, but I'm hoping the fight kind of is going to be epic and will.
I think it's going to be great.
It'll probably lead to some kind of standoff, or it'll probably be Ultraman beating the shit out of him, honestly. But I do like Black Adam because Black Adam's always been kind of he teeters between good guy and bad guy.
Right, he's very anti-hero-y.
Yeah, he's very interesting, and I like seeing him in a more heroic kind of neutral role than straight up villain.
And so with this whole Forever Evil event, we're consistently being told that the Justice League is destroyed, but we've seen Batman, and that several members did survive. How do you think this is going to play into the conclusion of the story?
Well, if you read Justice League of America, you would know that. You would know the answer.
How it's going to play into the conclusion of the story? What's the answer?
Hold on. Here's my theory.
I didn't ask for you to patronize me. I asked you for give me a fucking answer.
No, okay, so here's the thing. If you read Justice League of America, you find out that all the superheroes are actually trapped in a labyrinthian type of dungeon, basically. They all have it is a labyrinth of sorts. They all have a special room that they're locked in, and that's where they are. They're not dead. We talked about this.
Right. So, but my question was, are they going to come back and defeat
what will
Syndicate,
be the
or what? Yeah, how is this going to play into everything?
I believe that the remainder of the world's heroes are going to play a big part in it. I think they're going to do most of the grunt work, and then the Justice League will be released at the end for the final push.
So are we going to see some villains teaming up with the Justice League now? I mean, Black Adam.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to.
Yeah, it's going to be the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I think Lex Luthor is going to be the big hero of this one.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to mention they merged Lois Lane and Wonder Woman into one person in Earth 3. Superwoman is Lois Lane, but she's an Amazon, which was very, very interesting to me.
And still super sexy.
Yeah, and I saw some images of Aqua King or Sea King, whatever his name is, coming back.
Oh, that's an
like
maybe he just got knocked out. Yeah, maybe.
He fainted. Sea King fainted.
He didn't die. He
was
just
super effective.
Passed out.
Yeah.
So one of the things that DC is doing particularly well with this Forever Evil event that's going on is keeping the other comics that include characters in Forever Evil separate from Forever Evil, but giving them a reason to be separate.
Yeah, like the books, the books that are meant to be tie-ins are tie-ins, but everything else is not.
Is doing something else. Like Batman's in a 0 year right now.
Yeah, exactly. Or in all those other superheroes that aren't involved in this, or the timeline's different. Like they're still going. There's no stupid like, oh, we're gonna fast forward in time to this event, and then we're gonna go back to where they were before. You know, they're not doing it, and I like that.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I just wanted to touch on. I'm really enjoying DC personally, and another one of the points in their books, besides having a super continuous timeline, is their full page art spreads that they do, where they have like a really, really nicely drawn action pose going on. I super dig that. I'm glad that they do that, because it happens at least once to 5 times an issue.
It reminds me of like old school porno mags, like Playboys, where you'd be looking for
like
and there'd be that one centerfold. They're like, that's my poster.
Yeah,
definitely. It
Powers,
really gets me excited.
You haven't really been a DC fan, but now that you're kind of learning that they keep their continuity a little bit straighter, are you more interested to check out DC stuff?
That's really appealing to me, to know that I won't have what I get in Marvel, where, I mean, maybe they should have a different colored font on the border, a different border on the corner, where it's a one shot. I can read Thor and not worry about where's the continuity. It's still 616, but God damn it, where's the continuity?
Yeah, like how Astonishing X-Men for years was 6 months before everyone else, and no one knew that.
Yeah, and it would be cool if maybe like in the top left corner on the comics where they usually have, issue number or whatever, if it's like a yellow box, you're like, okay, it's main storyline. Or if it's a red box, you're like, oh, it's a one shot, and just when you get into it what you're signing up for. And the fact that DC is, like we talked about today at lunch, Joe, Batman is in Forever Evil, but the current run of Batman is his backstory.
It's a 0 year, right?
And you're not missing out on anything. There's no bullshit overlapping, and I love that. And kudos to DC for staying as continuous as possible, and that is appealing to me to read more DC, because I won't get overwhelmed and confused.
They actually ended the Reverse Flash story arc this week, and then since Flash is in the Justice League of America being tortured in that whatever device it is, they're going into a 0 year for him, which we'll get into later when we come to Flash 24 real quick. So I really enjoy that they keep their shit straight, mainly because I heard an interview with Dan, I think it's what's his name? The head Dan DiDio. No, Dan DiDio. I think it's Dan DiDio or something like that.
Dan
DiDio. There's like a team of 3 writers that just kind of pan out everything for DC, so it kind of keeps them on a straight and narrow on their storylines.
Is one of them Jeff Johns?
I think so. I'm sure it's him.
Jeff Johns does everything.
Pack and someone else, but another fun issue this week that tied into Forever Evil was Justice League Dark. Me and Steve are being...
Yeah, you and Steve are being...
No, the last time that we saw them, the entire Justice League Dark team got destroyed and disbanded, and we don't know where they're at. And Constantine was pulled away from the rest of them, so he wakes up this issue without his team, very disoriented. And he's rather torn up after losing his squad, figuring out that the Mystery Mansion pulled him back for a reason. But it did jump around a lot with different scenes. Steve, was this book easy to follow with the constant scene changes and the constant demons, or were you having a tough time in the beginning?
No, it was easy to follow. I thought it was more of a filler, man. We got a lot of John Constantine's feelings this issue.
I'd love that.
But honestly, if I wanted to, hear about his feelings, I would not be reading Constantine. I'd be reading something else.
You mean Justice League?
Yeah, and this.
I'd be reading Superman, Wonder Woman, if I wanted feeling tossed.
Constantine is not one for feelings.
But yeah, in this book, so we get some constant demons where he manifests his own demons. I like these little guys that bite him and scratch him and jump on him.
Yeah.
They're kind of like little night crawlers almost, just bamfing all over and biting him. But in this book, for a while, he is walking around looking at the dark side of humanity. Do you agree with this point of view, or do you think that there is the greater good in people?
You're asking Steve that question?
Yeah.
I generally dislike all humans.
I can't believe you would even ask Steve that question.
See, I would expect the opposite from Steve. I would be like, I feel like Steve would be like, no, I can see good stuff being.
What's that quote? Some men just want to watch the world burn.
That's you, Steve?
I am one of those men.
Steve also wants to be the guy who lights and throws the match and pours the gas.
I don't care. I just want to watch.
Val, do you think that there's some good in people, or do you think that everyone generally is infected with their own evil that spirals into more evil?
No, I think people make their own decisions, and people choose to be evil or they choose to be good. But
do you think that choice in evil though progresses?
I mean, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So, does doing evil cause other evil to occur? Yes, but doing evil also causes people to stand up and do good. It's a balancing act. It's a necessity. Evil exists, so good can triumph, and good. It's a balancing act. It's why heaven and hell exists. It's why the mortal plane is flawed, because constant struggle and conflict need to occur in order for progress to happen. So
you are touching on points
right
that I would like to get to.
Right.
Eventually, we find out that all the darkness that Constantine was seeing around him is actually a latent effect of Pandora's box. If you remember, during Trinity of Sin, he fingers that box just like a bowling ball, grabs it, and nothing happens to him. And so everyone was like, I don't know what the hell is going on with that. He's the greatest magician in the world. Maybe that's why. We don't know. But lo and behold, we find out that he was actually infected with the clap. I mean, with a virus that, like a Pandora box virus that gets inside of him and was warping his view of the world, seeing evil in places where there is evil, but he shouldn't really be concerned about it. And eventually in the book, the Nightmare Nurse shows up and performs a quick little heart surgery, ripping him down the middle and pulling this virus out, resulting in Constantine realizing that he was, spiraling downward for no reason, and that he needs to go find the rest of the Justice League Dark.
And have sex with her.
Long story short, how about the Nightmare Nurse almost getting that constant dick? Am I right?
Yeah, no, that was cool.
Do you think, okay, Nightmare Nurse or Zatanna, which one are we going for?
Why do we have to choose, man? John Constantine will take them both.
Yeah, Steve knows what's up.
If I was choosing as John Constantine, I would choose them and all the other ladies in the same time.
I would take Nightmare Nurse first, and then I would make sure that Zatanna did not find out about her. This way I could keep Zatanna around forever, and then Nightmare Nurse on the side.
Zatanna is a hottie, but that Nightmare Nurse.
Zatanna has a better power set and knows more magic. And at the end of the day, I would go for the lady who knows more magic, so then I could know more magic. And she wears fishnets, which is hotter than a hot nurse.
And did you realize her backwards magic is just her speaking backwards?
Yeah, I realized that.
Yes, that's literally what it is. That's what backwards magic is.
Seriously, though,
I could be a backwards magician.
No,
you could. You're just gonna have to talk backwards. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not just it's a whole thing. It's not just her saying it.
Yeah, it's hard. Seriously though, the Nightmare Nurse turned out to be good and seems to be the start of a new Justice League Dark. While the villains are in town, how are you feeling this new team up of John Constantine, Nightmare Nurse, and now also at the end of the issue we find out that she's got her own Swamp Thing, Blue Swamp Thing.
It reminds me of X-Men Volume 2.
Are you missing Deadman and Zatanna, or are you curious to see where this is going to go?
No, I'm missing Deadman. He's one of the best parts about the book.
I really like Swamp Thing, so to me this is kind of like a cool little wrinkle.
I personally think this is exactly like when the X-Men were trapped in Genosha and they had to form a new team of X-Men consisting of Wolverine and Colossus and all the cool X-Men that we all like nowadays. So if it's anything like that, we're just going to get a way better team that's way cooler and not stupid and lame. Not that they're stupid and lame, but I'm just saying Iceman, Angel, and Beast are stupid lame. Or were stupid lame, anyway, back in the day, compared to Colossus and Wolverine and Storm.
But speaking of Iceman looking smooth. The art in this book looks stellar. It's been really good in the beginning, and now it's got more of a little bit of a cartoonish, roundish art style, which is good, but not quite as good as the beginning. Steve, are you feeling this new stuff, or do you kind of like that gritty magic stuff they had in the beginning?
I do actually like the beginning more. Although on this book I couldn't even tell there was an art change. So, I like this art too.
It wasn't as
the coloring seems very similar.
They had more of kind of like the what's that effect in Photoshop where you can make it look like it's glowing, like glowing edges?
Bevel?
They had more like glowing edges, magic stuff
outer
in the
glow.
beginning, and more
outer glow. They just outer
some
glowed
outer glow
everything.
and some more grit and stuff.
Little drop shadow here.
This is a little
there.
more cartoony. They look like they pressed the sharpen feature a lot on their art. Not quite as
maybe use a little cloud render
mystical.
tool.
Yeah, as the other stuff. I don't know. I like the other stuff better. They had more of the full page spreads that we were talking about before. Those the centerfolds for your eyes or your dick if you're into it, whatever you're feeling. But
the dick are the eyes of the soul.
One comic that really does do full page spreads, I think, better than anyone else, and I feel like on the website we need to make a post that says the best Flash moments of the full page spreads is the Flash. Number 24 came out, ended the Reverse Flash saga that had been going on. This conclusion to the Reverse Flash arc was kind of anticlimactic, in my opinion. Steve, how did you feel about it? Did you even get a chance to read it?
Yeah, no, I read it. The thing I didn't get about it was Flash talks about how he doesn't want to go back in time, or can't go back in time to save his mother, like he's never done it, but he did that the first time, and that's how they made the New 52 universe. So it's like, oh, he did forget, didn't he?
Left, yeah.
I thought his stayed.
No.
Oh, no, that wouldn't make
remember,
sense.
He ran back and was like, I could feel my memory slowly fading.
Oh, yes, and then it did. Never mind. So screw that I said that. It all worked.
So it all worked? It's all good for you?
Yeah, they tied it up pretty much.
I was expecting more of a battle between them, though. I mean, there wasn't really anything going on.
But you know what? We didn't see too much of a battle in any of the issues, for that matter. It hasn't been the most action-packed comic out there. It's just been very...
There's a lot of running.
Evenly paced, and just a lot of running. So
but that art...
That team is moving to Detective Comics next.
They have 5 pages of the 2-page beauty spreads that we're talking about, where everything just flows together. The text outlines the action. It's just gorgeous. Like, if you haven't seen it, we'll make a post about it because it's just so good. Are you going to miss this crew once they move on to the Action Comics, or do you think the new crew will take up the challenge?
We'll see. We'll see, man. I'm definitely going to pick up Detective Comics just because this team is going to it.
I agree. I mean,
so I can tell you that much.
The fact what they're doing with it, it's so, like, once you see it, you're like, I understand why they like it so much. But we're moving into a Flash Zero year. Are you interested, or are you not really into it?
Is it an actual Flash Zero year, or is it Batman Zero year featuring Flash in that?
I think it's a Flash Zero year.
Huh. I'm excited.
Like him becoming, probably getting used to his powers and stuff, kind of like how they did with Batman.
Yes.
So now you're back on, because you dumped it for Aquaman, but now you're back on board.
Wait, I'm sorry, what was the question?
You dumped Flash for Aquaman, but now you're back on board with the Zero year? Like, you might stop picking it up again, or start picking it up again?
No, I've been on Flash since the beginning.
I know, but you said you were replacing it with Aquaman. You're like you were done with the Flash for a while.
No, the only thing was I read Aquaman earlier today before I saw your post about what I was reading.
No, I got you. I'm with you. But I think we've talked about enough comics, especially because Hopper here looks bored. So I think everyone's going to turn off their mics. Hopper's already there.
Still dealing with the fans.
And we're going to move into the Nugget news from Val. So everyone turn off your mics. So shut the fuck up. Do not talk during this, because if you do, he's going to come over, hop into your dreams, and fucking haunt you for the rest of your life.
And if you fart, don't even say,
I will.
Like
just
Gengar.
All right,
Fucking
so
Gengar.
everyone shut the fuck up so I can do my segment. So I'm guessing this is when the music cues, if you're actually like watching or listening to this, I'm hoping. Anyway, Val's Nuggets is now Nugget News, your weekly source of random geek news spread throughout the various media outlets we love. TV, comics, film, and other awesome stuff. Before we get started with Nugget News, I told you so. This week's I Told You So is for all the Arrow fans. Season 2, Episode 3 aired recently. Spoiler alert, Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows are confirmed. Fans of the podcast will remember I called it way back in one of our first episodes. So, Nuggeteers, I told you so. Now let's get into some Nugget movie news. The new Captain America trailer is out. A teaser was released October 24th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. The video is 2 minutes and 31 seconds of pure adrenaline-pumping action, but only 2 minutes and 31 seconds of footage? The Hero Nuggets can do better than that. You can find a 2 minute and 36-second trailer on our site at HeroNuggets.com. No fooling. The UK trailer shows 5 extra seconds of glorious justice as Cap battles the forces of evil once again. See that on HeroNuggets.com. In other news, 2 scripts have been written for Independence Day 2. Roland Emmerich, the film's director, is quoted as saying, "It's looking good." No confirmation on whether Will Smith will reprise his role. Set your calendars, Nuggeteers. The X-Men Days of Future Past trailer is hitting October 29th. A teaser is available now, everywhere, except HeroNuggets.com because we feel teasers are bullshit. At HeroNuggets.com, we'll always give you the full release and leave you feeling satisfied in a way your girlfriend can only dream of. Is the Deadpool movie getting closer? Ryan Reynolds talked about the X-Men Origins Wolverine spin-off to Yahoo. He was quoted as saying, quote, "In its current iteration, the movie's actually very small. There's minimal impact to the studio, which is the way we're kind of presenting it to them. We're saying, look, the budget is minimal, therefore, can we do this the way it should be done, which unfortunately needs a rated R or it needs those elements." He added, "The script is probably available online. It leaked, but it's very meta. I mean, the character knows he's in a movie. He knows he's in a comic book. He names studio executives in the script, so it's kind of a risky property. But, we'll see. It's actually, within the last couple of weeks, taken a very, very small tiptoe forward." Asked if the movie was ever going to be made, Reynolds responded, "In our lifetime, yeah, I think so. I think if I were a betting man, it'll get made eventually. I mean, it's just been developed to high heaven. It has great people around it, so we'll see." In television news, is Marvel developing a Captain America spin-off? It looks like it. The internet is on fire with news that Agent Peggy Carter might be getting her own show. Will the first Avengers love interest land an ongoing series on the big screen? Marvel's lips are sealed. For now, stay tuned to HeroNuggets.com where we'll keep you up to date on all the Peggy Carter updates. All we know is that Marvel is quietly putting together a package of 4 drama series and a miniseries, a total of 60 episodes that would be taken out to the on-demand and cable spaces, with Netflix, Amazon, and WGN America rumored as potential candidates. Is Peggy Carter in the mix? Will we be seeing a Hulk TV show? Patience here, my little hero nuggeteers. Marvel will feed us soon enough, I'm sure. Arrow Episode 4 synopsis is out, and it's quoted as saying, "Oliver discovers a man who goes by the name of the Mayor, and he's bringing about illegal guns in the glade. So Oliver sponsors a Cash for Guns event to clean up the city. Unfortunately, the Mayor crashes the event with his gang and seriously injures Sin. The Canary is furious when she learns her friend is in the hospital and sets out for revenge. Meanwhile, Felicity stuns Oliver with a bit of information about the Canary. Donner asks Laurel to dinner, and Diggle reconnects with an old friend." Good for you, Diggle, man. You need more friends.
Hey, real quick,
Crucible, which is what it's titled. What?
I know I'm not supposed to interrupt, but I really liked your announcer voice a couple weeks ago. Can you bring that back?
Oh, sure. Let me give that a shot. Hold on. Crucible will air on October 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Or, if you're cool like me, you'll be watching it on Hulu. Comic news. Invincible Iron Man 17 hit the shelves last week, and it hit a lot of people in the balls. Spoiler alert, Anyone who doesn't want to know the secret origin of Tony Stark, go ahead and skip the next 10 seconds starting now. Tony Stark is adopted! Alright, spoiler over. What a shocker. Blew my dick off.
You sounded so
you-
not jazzed for that, Val.
Are you a woman? Do you like reading a series revolving around an all-female hero cast? Well, where the fuck were you last year? Sad news indeed, as one of my favorite casual titles, Fearless Defenders, is being hit by the chopping block. Fearless Defenders number 12 will be the last issue. I guess women really don't read comics. Good attempt, Marvel. Guess it's back to massive cleavage and standing in the background for Valkyrie and the gang. My final announcement is the weekly Sexy Sexiness. That's hashtag Sexy Sexiness, also known as the Cosplayer of the Week. Every week, one talented cosplayer gets a featured spotlight, and you get some sexy sexiness. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get these costumes together, so take some time to appreciate these talented folks. Plus, they aren't too bad to look at. Check back every week at HeroNuggets.com and find out who we choose as our lady and gentleman cosplayers of the week. Week number 6 is Riku Grape, an up-and-comer in the cosplayer world. Do you like Legends of Zelda? Do you like Link Genderbenders? You should probably go to HeroNuggets.com and check out our post where we talk about Riku Grape and show off her best cosplay images. Follow her on Twitter at Riku Grape and on Facebook, also Riku Grape. And tune in to future issues of our podcast as she will be appearing as one of our guests. When you ask, well, we don't really know. Stay tuned to our Facebook where we'll let you know as soon as we do. That's it for Nugget News. Follow us on Twitter at Hero Nuggets or check us out on Facebook at Hero Nuggets. I'm Val, your trusted source for all the news you probably care about but don't care enough to look up on your own. This is
Yes.
Val signing off from Nugget News with the final nugget. Keep it in your pants or in your hands. Either way, keep it clean when you get messy and mean. Now back to the show.
That was so
That-
gross in
yeah,
like a weird way.
Thank
you. know what?
Val, you sounded like the saddest weatherman I've ever seen.
Yeah. And Val, we have a comment from the chat. That is, you think women only want to read comics about women? You think that's it?
No, I don't think women only want to read comics about women, but I did hope that there would be an audience willing to read women that aren't just showing off giant breasts and jumping around. It was just nice finally seeing a cast of all female heroes taking the lead, because I don't know if anyone ever reads every other book, but we don't really generally see a female stepping into the limelight and
True.
not being overcast by another male. Even when Captain Marvel is standing up there in front of a podium doing a speech, Captain America's always standing right beside her. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice comic, and it was nice to see just an all-female cast taking control. It was just fresh, and I was just hoping it would stick around. I'm not saying women don't read comic books, but
Well, even on your point, it was nice to see a woman team-up team, because there has been a couple solo comics, like, for example, we did have Captain Marvel, and then Marvel Now just announced, or Marvel like Super Now, whatever their next Now thing is, announced they're going to have a Black Widow title as well. So they do like to give their women a chance, but it was nice to see a team team up.
just a specific team. It was
Oh
awesome.
no, and then X-Men is all female too.
Yeah.
Steve, were you about to say something about girls?
No, are they really rebooting Marvel again?
Yeah, they're doing another Marvel. Well, they just called it the Marvel Now thing. They're still sticking with the Now title, but they just announced 12 new titles, including a Black Widow one, an Iron Patriot one, a
Fuck them!
a New Warriors one, what else was there? X Factor's going corporate. They have what else was there? I saw a list of them. But
Yeah.
I'm coming on a blank.
It all sounds like trash.
Captain Marvel's still there, and they got the Black Widow, so they got a couple girl titles. Speaking of,
Yeah, that one
Captain
was just
Marvel.
my favorite because I really like Valkyrie and I didn't want it to get canceled.
I like Misty Knight. She's so sassy.
She's so sassy.
Um,
just a good team.
She's teaming up with Daredevil and Daredevil Dark Knights #5. So we're gonna get that, and then Powers I think had a quick question concerning Captain Marvel.
That's right, although it's not a quick one, Joe. It's this week's hypothetical. So, in last week's Guardians of the Galaxy, we see Angela hanging out in New York City, and who does she see fly by but Thor and Captain Marvel? Hypothetical this week is, what if you were a paparazzi member and were creeping on superheroes, and let's say you could fly to get in those hard-to-reach areas? Who do you creep on as a superhero paparazzi?
I would creep on Spider-Man because that motherfucker is so easy to take pictures of. You can just walk out anywhere and be like,
Camera slut.
snap, 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 there's Spider-Man.
What do you think? Photos of?
Are you saying that I'm a superhero taking pictures of
No,
superheroes?
you are a paparazzi member. creeping
Oh,
on
okay.
superheroes.
See, I thought I was
Who
a
do you stalk?
super-powered paparazzi, and I
Well,
was thinking-
technically you are, but instead of superpowers, let's go with jetpack. You have a jetpack, a
Okay.
super nice
Yeah,
jetpack.
just so you can get to those hard-to-reach areas.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably creep in some windows, find some showering ladies.
Oh, yeah.
It'd
Steve,
be
you're hired for superheroes.
I'd creep on regular ass people, and then I get fired for being a superhero paparazzi. They'll be like, Steve, all you have is pictures of ladies getting out of the shower, and I'll be like, sorry, bro.
Shouldn't have given me this jetpack,
That's all
bro.
I found.
I would actually dig through Captain Marvel's trash in hope for some good stuff there.
God, you guys are the
Panties.
weirdest paparazzi, man.
No, paparazzi dig through the trash. That's not weird. That's like an everyday thing for them.
I would think I would follow around. Hawkeye's good. He's fun to watch, but we kind of know what he's doing because he's going
Fun to
comic.
watch. What are you watching Hawkeye doing?
I think that him and Kate Bishop.
Just to see if anything dirty's happening between the panels.
That Kate Bishop between the panels. You know what I mean? I think that Stiltman would be really fun to follow. Do you know who Stiltman is?
I don't know who's still man.
He's a villain, and he has metal legs that make him taller,
make
and
stilts.
there's like stilts.
No, man. If we're talking villains, Batroc the Leaper. I want to try to catch up
Yes!
with him. Just be like, yo,
Good
Batroc,
choice.
we have the same mustache.
Leap on over here, you French bastard. Let me take a picture of your ass.
Yeah, let me
I got-
see you doing a flying
Hey,
jump.
yeah,
kick.
look at this.
Oh man, those are good answers. But before you twist it on me,
I have Nutella. Uh-huh.
crap out of Deadpool.
Deadpool, come on, he's so
Deadpool, no one would even pay for pictures of Deadpool. Like, oh, you got pictures of Deadpool? Fuck you. Yeah. You should be like, Deadpool, I want to stalk you. Oh, great, that's great.
Oh, see, that's
Exactly,
a
it'd be so much fun.
That's a good point. Who do you think they'd pay highest for? Are you gonna go to like down the Blue Marvel route where he's like no one's seen him forever because he's
no, because no one
underground?
cares about no one.
Or
no
are
one
they gonna
cares
go?
about Blue Marvel.
Well, he's black, so obviously there's some.
No, I would get a picture of Captain America's dick because everyone would pay for that.
You think so?
No, I don't think so.
Really? You wouldn't see the dick of justice?
No, I wouldn't. It wouldn't be on the top of my list.
If someone was
Cock of
like,
freedom.
Oh man, here we are at the museum. Let me check out the fucking Captain America dick exhibit right here. This is gonna be majestic.
but no, actually, probably because most people will probably pay for Tony Stark because that dude's.
Yeah, that's true. He
Yeah.
is Tony, but he's kind of a camera whore. It's not like a rare picture
Yeah,
that you're
you're
going
right.
after.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
You think Bruce Banner would be more than the Hulk?
I don't want to even get close to that. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
escaping. You know, like
Leave me alone, burn!
he would just smack his hands together and my camera would shatter.
What about like Spider Woman? You don't get a lot of her. There's not a lot of Spider Woman.
I would just want to have sex with her the second I saw her because there were stupid pheromone things.
That's true. She's got the pheromones.
Yeah,
What
she'd be
about-
like, give me
what
that
about
camera back and then kiss my feet. And I'm like, you don't
Lady
need
Hydra
pheromones
or
for
Lady who's up as Lady Sword? Lady Sword, the green-haired chick.
No, honestly, I would do more stalking on men than women, because I find that Marvel ladies are they'll kill you. every single one. Every single female superhero just kills. I can't name one that's a non-killing superhero.
Yeah, Rogue is pretty like mean. You don't want to get on her
Oh,
bad
yeah.
side.
Yeah, or like
Shadow Cat will like grab your heart from the inside and rip it out.
exactly. And
How-
then
how-
you know, like
How
Emma
shitty would you
Frost.
feel if your boss was like, Val, this week's assignment, Mystique. Good luck.
No, fuck that, because then I
Catch
know
her in blue form. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, Mystique already knows I'm on her tail, and the second I walk out of the building, a sniper bullet would just hit me through the head.
That would be a tough assignment. Go get a picture of Blue Mystique. Yeah, good luck with that one.
we had to fire our last paparazzi photographer because all he did was take pictures of the ladies in the shower.
His name was Steve.
And then there was just a lot of pictures of him in front of the mirror looking at his abs. And then just a bunch of him standing in line at Jimmy John's.
Well, correction.
Sometimes-
There is no line at Jimmy John's. Those motherfuckers make a fast sandwich, and everybody should know that.
That's Jimmy
Super-
John's. Order your sandwiches super fast at JimmyJohns.com. Sponsors of HeroNuggets.com.
episode
They're
brought
not.
to you
They're not
by-
at all. But please give us free sandwiches if you're watching this.
So that was there a winner in this hypothetical?
We're all losers here.
I think that was a pretty terrible answers on our part. We did really
Yeah,
bad.
that was
They
poor.
were funny.
We were even like preempted to it, and we totally didn't even give it a thought until it was upon
I
us.
completely forgot it was even
A
happening.
bunch of assholes.
We're dicks.
So real quick, I want to get to the last portion of our Hero Nuggets comic podcast, which we all know is Heroes Theater. Ding 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 ding. And I'm gonna give you guys a choice. Do you guys want the really funny clip, or do you guys want the clip that we could have fun with? Well,
I want the clip that we can have fun with.
Well, I mean, we could have fun with both of them, but one of them involves
Just play one, Joe.
people fighting.
Yeah, why don't you just be the fucking leader over here?
Well, we kind of talked about this earlier today, so we're gonna play this one, and it's gonna be fun. Hold on one second. I gotta pull my headphones out.
We have fun here. We have fun.
My beard is fucked up right now.
So I have to warn you, this clip is a little raunchy.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go.
Sponging off this kid's energy ain't gonna hurt him, is it? Oh, certainly. Just lean back, relax, and leave the siphoning into a... Yeah, I'm feeling it. He's fighting inside of me. Ugh. Hey, this don't feel right. I'm losing some strength here. You set me up. You expected less. Gargle.
Okay.
I don't
So-
know. You got me on this one, man.
That was this week. Did you guys even hear, before we get to where it was from, did you guys hear what was going on in the clip?
Somebody was being tortured.
Yeah, I think that was something from Spider-Man.
It was not from Spider-Man.
There
There was somebody inside of somebody else.
well,
And it
Is
felt
it from
good.
Ninja
I don't know
Turtles?
if you heard that.
Is it Ninja
was not.
Turtles?
It
It's
is. I'll
not,
give you a
what's
hint.
his
It
face?
is Marvel Universe.
Somebody inside somebody else.
is it a cartoon on Disney XD or is it
No.
something?
I can play the clip again if you'd like to hear it one more time.
No amount of playing that clip is gonna help me. It's inside me.
It's inside me. You're gonna like this. I'm gonna siphon it out of you.
No, it's the Hulk.
feel right.
It's
Huh?
they were siphoning the power. They were siphoning something out of the Hulk.
Bruce Banner.
Wait, no, I got it. They kidnapped a small child. Because Bruce Banner always wanted to adopt a child, but he wanted a child that could hang out with him and be a badass. So he kidnaps a random Kenyan child, and then he starts transfusing blood into him, not only curing his AIDS, but giving him super Hulk powers, thus creating a Kid Hulk. But then the Kid Hulk starts going all kinds of crazy, bleeding out of his eyes, gamma radiation going everywhere, goes through puberty all of a sudden, and then just dies. And then that was the clip.
Wow. That was an
Yeah.
intense clip. That was really, 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 really,
How close was I? Was that
really
close?
racy for Marvel. Steve, what did you think was going on?
It just. Oh, my answer is not as funny as his, but it sounded like somebody was being tortured.
And Powers, did you have an idea of what happened in this clip?
I was really hoping that it was actually the unofficial Marvel porno that they were working on.
Of the Hulk.
The unofficial official.
So it was from the Hulk television cartoon show from 1996. This was an episode where they had the Gray Hulk and there was a bunch of different Hulks, and they were siphoning some power out of one of the Hulks. So Val, you were very, very close. We'll combine it into the Hulk has a baby Hulk, and they're trying to, like a cow, they're trying to pull it out. He's having trouble siphoning it out of himself.
Like he's birthing a baby Hulk.
Yeah. He's like, I can feel it inside of me, but I can't get it out. So, Steve, you're going to be baby Hulk that's halfway out. Val, you're going to play the actual Hulk. I can be the Doctor. And Powers, you can be She-Hulk.
Spider-Man. Hey guys, I'm Spider-Man. Web swing.
She-Hulk is there holding the Hulk's hand for moral support. Actually, do you want to be the Doctor and I can be She-Hulk? I do a pretty good girl. Because we had to drunk roll the party
I'm gonna knock him in the stomach. Are you
the other day. Are you gonna come out, Hulk, baby Hulk?
I'll do She-Hulk.
Okay, so I'm the Doctor, and ready, scene. Come on, Hulk, you got this. Push.
Hulk not know how this
Breathe.
Hulk,
you not look manly right now.
This
I see the head. The head is coming out. The head is.
Oh, what up, y'all?
Oh my God, it talks.
Do you want
This
me
is
to
the
pull it
weirdest
out?
baby.
I don't even have vagina.
This world just got a little brighter, everyone. Hey, just push me out of
This
there.
is-
Why
Just
my
keep
son
pushing.
purple?
We're almost. He's so purple. It's so
He
weird. I don't
colored
even
my
want to look at
pants.
this. He smells terrible. This is the worst smelling baby I've ever
It's
smelled.
coming out of
no
Hulk's butt.
Does anybody have any peanut butter?
I can't. Hey, She-Hulk, can we get some peanut butter over here? This baby needs some peanut butter.
Baby
Hulk,
speaks
breathe.
better
Hulk.
than Hulk.
Hulk with me.
Daddy, I must be all your brain.
She.
Push.
No, that hurts, Daddy.
We got him out. I'm holding this baby. He's
Hulk,
adorable.
You're so complete, but
He's
sad
purple.
At the same time.
Hulk, don't. This is weird because he's
Hey, you
talking.
mind just scratching me behind my ear real quick?
He has. You don't want to look at it. Just don't. We're not. I'm not sure what the sex is right here.
Why
Oh,
my
that's
son
so
Asian?
ugly.
Why my son Asian? I know. Remember Asian?
Fine. You cheated on me.
Told you I got your brains, Daddy.
Wait, you guys are cousins. Why did you? You guys are. You got him pregnant, She-Hulk?
Oh, She-Hulk must go now.
She-Hulk, I know. Let go of your hand. You grip like girl.
Oh, wait, girl, hold on. Y'all don't go anywhere. You come back here.
Is this?
She-Hulk, tell them truth. We come from West Virginia.
It's all relative there.
What? Is this like the Kermit the Frog?
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, what happened to your voice?
This
You
is
used
the
to
weirdest
sound like
Heroes theater
black
we've ever
woman.
done.
And
Ding ding ding.
That was the worst. We need.
Guys-
When we edit that later, you better add all the sound
It
effects.
would've been better if I was born like this.
So did you see?
I think it's because we've been talking for 2 hours and all of our voices are tired and everyone's like, "Fuck, I gotta get up early in the morning."
Yeah, and this guy has to be up at 4 in the morning.
So thank you again for listening to issue 20. This has been the Hero Nuggets. You can check us out on HeroNuggets.com. You can check us out on Twitter at Hero Nuggets. You can check us out on Facebook at Hero Nuggets. Also, we have right now a cute little contest going on where all you got to do is watch or share / like our video for thanking you guys for helping us reach 200 likes. As we get more and more likes, we're going to make more and more videos. You can expect at least one video every other day. But go watch that video, share it with your mother. My mom liked it. His mom really liked
My
it.
mom did like it.
His
And she liked
sister
their Captain
liked
America
it.
trailer.
And I like both of their moms.
And he
so
likes
they're
both our
classy
moms.
ladies.
So it's going to be a good video.
It's all relative.
It's been called cute. It's been called sexy. It's been called, I don't know. But if you like it, you can win a special prize.
And it has
Um,
Joe taking a shirt on and off. So
It's true. It does have me taking a shirt on and off. Val and Steve are going to make a special video for the winner of this contest. It's going to be great. So we are the Hero Nuggets. Guys, sign out, and then Powers take us out.
all right, everybody. It was fun having y'all. We talked some cosplay. We talked some comics. All you people watching were awesome. Thank you for all the comments. And like us on Facebook and check out our site.
It's always a pleasure, everyone. This is Steve signing out.
We're going to play Pokemon.
All right, this is Hopper. Thanks for joining us for this special week. Thank you again, Miss Aru, for coming on. It was a blast. You were great.
You can say Nuggets out too.
All right.
Did he say Nuggets out? Because I didn't hear. Oh, nope, not happening yet.
Nuggets out.
That was like a droopy orgasm. What are you doing? Did you drink too much whiskey tonight, buddy? Come on, don't just plop it out. Don't plop it out like you're.
All right, I'm just kidding.
having
Ready.
sex. Okay.
I'll bring it tonight
And
down.
I got nothing after that anyway.
Nuggets! Ow!
Nuggets out, Nuggets out, Nuggets out, Nuggets out, Nuggets out.
I actually thought yes for a second time you'd be like, bringing it down. Nuggets out.
Hey, everyone who's still watching the show, thank you guys for coming, but the show's over. So.
Wait, Joe and Hopper, are you guys in the video or no?
What video?
On YouTube?
What do you mean?
I actually have to go.
Never
Thank
mind.
you, Lana.
Which
Goodbye.
video?
The
Which
chat.
video on
I gotta
YouTube?
go. I love you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Doesn't matter. He's leaving. Yeah, thanks, everyone. I'm ending the broadcast. Y'all have a sexy, sexy night, and please go to our website and like us. We're desperate for the attention. We need it. We need it. It's like crack to us. All right. Good night. Bye.
Did you Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow.
More like, oh, are you like gender bend, steampunk, Willy Wonka? Like, what are you? And like, why do you have a gun? And I was like, I'm Caitlin from League of Legends. It's the best game ever. Go play. And like, there was like 6 other people who played League, and it was the coolest thing when someone was like, "Oh my God, I know who you are." I was like, "Yes, I am not Willy Wonka."
I hate when people get confused on your costumes. I suffered from that recently as well. And we got to joke about it, and it's the worst when someone doesn't know who you are and you have to just play along with them to make them feel like they're.
Oh, are you
get
talking about
memories
your
worth.
gamma-radiated Kratos?
Zombie Kratos?
Yeah, zombie Kratos.
I always tell him right away. I'm like, "That's not who I am." Like.
I got to a point where I was annoyed because it's hot in Phoenix and I was sweaty and I would just say like, yeah, bro, that's what it is. Yep. Yeah, zombie Kratos, man.
The end of
See ya.
exhaustion.
It was.
It's funny how your
but
costume
moving
was your
back-
shirt off and you were hot as fuck.
Moving. Dude, it's
Well, look at
120.
him. I'm
Steve.
just kidding.
Moving back to you and your video games, have you been an avid gamer your entire life? Take us back to
Yeah.
little Michelle. Where did your love of video games come from?
Oh, little Michelle. She's a weirdo. What was the first? I remember I was really obsessed with Command and Conquer games. Like, do you remember those? Anyone?
Yeah, it's a PC.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
RTS.
love Command and Conquer.
Yeah, Red Alert, and then
Red
Red
Alert.
Alert 2.
Was this like a
And-
gift from a parent or like an uncle was like, hey, you
Wait,
should
hold
check
on.
this out?
I'm gonna test to see how well you know your Red Alert. How did you get to the secret ant level?
I only played online. I never played the actual.
Oh.
Yeah, I only played online. So.
Well, the answer
But
is you
okay.
have to click on the speakers on the main start screen. little nugget for you.
Wow, I mean, I'm gonna have to try. Actually, and Yuri's Revenge. When Yuri's Revenge came out, I was so pissed because I was like, "You guys are taking over my troops with your mind? Like, what the hell is this?"
Russian fan.
I know, stupid Russians. No, I'm just kidding. I like Russia actually a lot. A couple of my friends are from Russia.
No, it's horrible over there.
You just
Don't
made a
worry
new
about
friend
it.
from
Oh
Russia.
yeah, Val's Russian.
A new enemy.
So Command and
Um,
Conquer started your video game love, and then where did that get into League of Legends?
Kind of. I also played like other weird games, and then for a while I was only playing like RPGs, like all the Final Fantasies.
Oh, so
That's pretty-
weird. No one plays those.
Pokemon.
No. Like I played like Echo, like anyone Sega.
The Dolphin?
Echo.
Wait, Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Dreamcast
Yeah.
one?
I didn't
No,
have a
it's the
Dreamcast. I had
Genesis.
Oh, the
Sega.
OG Sega one? Okay.
Yeah, I played Echo.
That was a good one.
Wait, Michelle, I have a very important question.
Is it
Okay.
on par with where we're at, or otherwise hold it to when we?
No. I was gonna ask, what color
Completely unrelated.
Pokemon were you?
What color Pokemon?
What the hell are you talking about? What
Like
color?
blue.
Oh, I was like,
Man, I
wait, hold
love
on.
playing Pokemon and I didn't understand that question.
Wait, yeah, I'm
he basically
confused.
means do you prefer
Were you
the
red
blue
or blue?
version or red version?
Oh, blue.
Yeah!
Team Blue.
No,
Team
it's all
Red.
about that red.
Me and
Get
Val
outta
know
here,
what's
red.
up.
And I just
That
found my
was,
blue. I just
You
found
guys
my
saw
blue
that
last
bitch
weekend.
ass dragon on there, and you guys got excited. Didn't know where the real game was at.
Yeah, dude,
So,
Squirtle is my
turtle.
favorite.
Wait, hold on. Which one could you catch Scyther on? Was that blue version or was
Red.
that? Yeah,
Answer was in blue.
exactly.
Wait, which one was your favorite, Michelle? Sorry.
Blue.
No,
Blue.
which Pokemon?
Oh, Pikachu's my hands down favorite, but Squirtle. I always start
Yeah,
with Squirtle.
Squirtle Squirt.
Squirtle Squirt. And actually, on X and Y,
Charmander.
my Squirtle got to like level 33 or something, and I wasn't letting him evolve. I kept him at Squirtle, and my boyfriend was like, "You are cruel. Like that's cruel. That's Pokemon abuse." And then he guilted me into like
to evolve,
evolving.
and you're not letting him evolve.
No, whoa.
Girl
Maybe
passes
he's just
cigarettes and
happy
candy so
being
he
a
can't grow.
Squirtle.
Yeah, I know. I really actually miss my Squirtle because
Yeah, look at Pikachu was happy being a Pikachu. He never wanted to be that Raichu. He had the
I'm not.
chance.
I'm
He
not
didn't
evolving
do it.
my Pikachu.
That
Not
was
an
an
X.
exciting episode. Ash was like, I need you to be Raichu so we could win. And Pikachu was like, don't make me do it.
It
I know.
was. It was a social commentary. It was.
Dude, you cried.
Kids
I
needed to
totally
learn.
cried during the video.
I would have definitely forced my Pikachu to evolve. I didn't care if he liked it
You're
or
a
not. He wouldn't be
bastard.
my most happy Pokemon, but I'd be like, bitch, I don't need you to evolve through happiness.
His body, his
Fucking turn
rights.
into a Raichu.
Get out.
He's just looking to get his Pokedex filled.
Yeah, man. Just give me that number.
I gotta get that Pokedex filled. So we
Share your
evolved
friends.
into Japanese RPGs, and then you.
Gullible's written on my ceiling, actually.
Can you pan the camera up? I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? Come on, no, I'm just kidding.
I want to know, there's the naked fig leaf man behind you. You have a name for him, I assume.
His name's Guy.
How
Like Guy
does
Sensei.
he-
Guy Sensei.
Yeah, I was going to say,
DY.
gosh to say.
Does he help you create costumes? Is that what that's for?
Or
Sounds
is he
silly.
for the lonelier nights?
Sounds nice. I don't have lonely nights. Have you seen my boyfriend? No, I'm just.
That's sexy Malzahar.
Sexy Malzahar
Is
my
that the
boyfriend.
same? See, now if you're using that to help you create costumes, it doesn't look like you guys have quite the same build.
No, I have my dress form is like over here off camera.
Sure.
It's okay. So with mannequins, you can sculpt on them. In my dress form, you use pins, and so for dress forms, which like you see a lot of photos, like my progress photos on my page, is for my dress form because I just like pin everything to it and it fits my body. This guy I can sculpt on, and his shoulders are really nice to sculpt on top, and he actually has really little legs. Like you can't see on camera, but he has like little legs
Little
that are
fellow
like
legs.
actually my measurements. So I'm like, oh, I can sculpt on that. But we bought him is because he's an exact measurements of my boyfriend, and we one day he's gonna make a Pantheon cosplay. So
Oh.
we got that to like sculpt that, use like the Warbler on the chest piece to like.
Yeah.
make
So
it.
since we've gone down this path, let's get into costume creation and talk about some processes that you use. Since earlier the pre-show, Powers was talking about how he thinks that your armor work is some of the best he's ever seen. He's got some
Oh, thanks.
questions. I'm gonna let him ask some questions.
Yes. So right
Yeah,
now
some
I'm working with Warbler. I'm doing
Okay.
Thor for Halloween and for cons.
Okay.
And
What are you making out of Warbler?
I'm doing, so he's like 5 different costumes. In the Avengers movie alone, he has 3 different costumes, and I'm doing the sleeveless version of him without the
Okay.
cape. Because he has sleeveless with the cape. Anyway, so I'm
Sleeves
doing
without the cape.
that movie version. So pretty much everything is the Warbler. The breastplate, the gilt work, bracers, the whole 9 yards. And I looked online, did a lot of tutorials. The Kamui.
Hopper, what's your question?
We're having a moment. My question: You worked with Warbler.
I love Warbler.
So when your first costume using it to where you are now, if you could go back and redo your costumes with Warbler, do you think that you could just blow that out of the water? Like, oh my god, I didn't know this cool little handy tip.
I don't know. Like, I am really happy with my past costumes. There's only probably one where I'm like, ugh, and I look at it and I'm not happy. Can you guys hear me? Did we freeze out?
No. There can be
You
hurt.
guys-
Don't worry. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Warbler, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and I get mine from cosplaysupplies.com.
Yeah.
Little shout out to you guys. I love cosplay supply.
They will now send you free stuff.
Yeah, hopefully that'd be awesome. But Warbler is really expensive. So
Right?
when I
It
was in
is.
college and in high school, when I started cosplay, like I started when I was 14, there was no way in hell I could have afforded it. So I probably wouldn't go back. I mean, maybe now if I had more money, I would go back and remake costumes. But my track record of going back and fixing things from old costumes is slim to none.
Yeah.
Well,
Once you get done, you're just like, I'm done with that one. I'm going to move on to the next one.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a commenter asking a question.
Please.
Super123 Vampire asks, Michelle, have you ever thought of cosplaying Caitlyn?
From League of Legends?
Mm.
She was
I
my
have
first
assumed so.
champion. Fool.
Oh, well, apparently you need to link some pictures to Caitlyn for Super Vampire 123.
Super
But the
Vampire
answer is
1, 2,
yes,
3.
she thought about it and
Yeah.
succeeded. That's where she's at on this one.
There's actually, like, when I wore Caitlyn, the skirt was a little too short. And,
Oh,
like,
you liked it. Don't act like you didn't
no,
like
no,
it.
no, no. You could totally see, like, my butt cheeks from, like, every back
what I'm
angle
saying.
ever. And, like, we were joking at the con. We're like, oh, my God, there's going to be, like, a Caitlyn butt blog that's going to show up on Tumblr of, like, some creeper at the con taking butt shots.
Have you looked
Thank
into
God
that?
that never
It might
happened.
actually have happened and you didn't even
My
know
friend
about it.
did. My friend did. It didn't happen.
have you seen my butt?
Did you ask her
Have you
about
seen
her
her cheeks?
process in creating Warbler armor?
No. So I don't have a mannequin or
A guy.
a guy. Yeah, I don't have a
You-
guy.
you-
character.
yeah. Yeah, it was
When-
totally creepy.
When Arcade Hecarim came out, my
Yep.
friend and I were playing Duo Q, and this guy, Hecarim, game starts and he's arcade, and the other team is like, "Oh, I love your skin, it's so cool." And he proceeded for the next, 35, 40 minutes, all caps, every time. Anytime he spoke, he would say, "Here, I'm a horse, here, here." And both teams,
You broke out. You broke up.
Yep,
left
there we
him.
go.
It was-
Internet.
oh.
We lost him.
It's fine.
Oh, my back.
The actual
You
said-
audio at the end.
What
of it
happened?
will-
Both teams.
Oh, but both
what?
teams were, laughing at everyone and having a good time. It's just one of those fun games where everyone is like, "God damn it, Hecarim! I can't even be mad because you just, oh, nice job, Hecarim. Here, I'm a horse." And he would do his speed move, his truck around the map. And for everyone who doesn't know, Arcade Hecarim is based off of the what was that web game? Super Hyper Robot Unicorn Attack.
Oh, it was.
Oh,
wasn't
and
it?
looks like we have a commenter saying that there is a shampoo called Mane and Tail Shampoo.
I hope that's real.
There it is, and I think
want
that is
that
the
to be
name
so
I
real.
heard.
Dude, you
Mane
can buy
and
that.
tail.
Go buy
On
that.
Amazon.com. If you head on over to HeroNuggets.com, you can click on our affiliate link and you can buy it. And if you put in the special code Steve's a Horse, you'll get 10% off on your.
Wait, real?
your-
Real
no,
talk?
That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. I made that up.
I was gonna totally do that. I'm like, yeah.
The promo code is actually
So-
Steve is horse.
Steve is, or you're a horse. Michelle, getting back to some cosplay and some con talk, is there any standout con stories that you can regale us with from all of these times that you've dressed up?
Oh my God, I have so many.
Or any creepy? We'll also take creepy stories.
Okay, see, here's the thing: is it takes like a lot to offend
We
me.
went o- I
So
know we
like,
went
as
over
far
this.
as like
Like,
someone getting
How
like
Snake and Man
offended,
go with
like. No, like what's his name came on the stream before we started in boxers, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, but some of my favorite things is actually one of them was in my Morgana cosplay. There was like these religious protesters outside
Yes.
of Anime Expo, like
The
serious religious protesters.
Westboro Baptist Church.
No, it wasn't them. It was just like
Ah.
people saying like la la la, and I'm dressed as Morgana, and my wings are like 6 feet.
Can
from
you tell
tip
me
of
what
this wing.
Morgana looks like? Does she look like a demon?
Yeah.
She's a fallen angel, dude.
Okay, thank you. I don't
she
play
has,
League of
like-
Legends, so I need like help.
Out. Just to Google so you don't embarrass yourself. No, just kidding. No, she has like whited out eyes, like grayish green skin. She just wears a bra and a skirt, and like my wings were massive. They were like
My
6
weekend.
Yeah, that was you over the weekend. And as we're going and we're like running and like not really running at all, we're walking across the street, and this protester comes up. And he gets in my face, and she, it's like two of them, and they're like, "You're going to hell, like you're a demon." And like, I like,
Dang.
first off, I was like, you don't know me, bro. Like, I'm in a costume. Like, what the hell? And I just like looked them dead in the face, and I was like, "You too will be judged." And like,
What What was
And
the
then
reaction to that?
they like stopped. Just was like,
It's like, damn it, I will be. You got me.
and
on
then
that
like
one.
well, it's also like a quote she says in game, and
Oh,
so
no
like
way,
so
that's
like
even
yeah, yeah.
better.
So like I thought I was being clever because I was like, oh
Right.
yeah, I totally know my league, you know. And then my boyfriend, he was like, and he was cosplaying as Malzahar, and so he's like trying not to like lose his shit, you know. But he caught on. He's like, oh my god, that was clever, you know. And like everyone else around was like, she told you. And like, the protesters were totally like. Like, oh my god, the demon just spoke to us. Like, it was pretty great. It was pretty fantastic.
No, that was a good one.
Update from the comments area: a video has been linked
I guess it's kind
for
of a more
Horse
funny
Shampoo.
one, but any like
You guys can view
Oh
it.
yeah, let's see it.
Have you met have you met anybody really that you looked forward to meeting? Perhaps like a fellow costumer, a fellow cosplayer, a Riot employee.
Or champion himself.
I met Annie's creator. They no longer work at Riot, and I was really excited about that. Like I work in movies, so I meet celebrities all the time.
Oh right. We do the
Right.
costume.
So no. It's just kind of like
They're
I'm
close
trying to think-
personal friends. I got them
My
on speed
jacket
dial.
is so dirty I could see all the dirt over on that that shoulder.
You should probably brush your shoulder off. There you
Am
go.
I?
There you go.
Oh my god, I totally remember that.
But hold on, it's still okay. Now it's live. Now it's now can we do the snappy?
10, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Hero Nuggets podcast. This is Ish.
Nope.
In this issue, we well, first off, I'm gonna have my Nuggets sound off. So Nuggets, say hello.
Hello.
That was Steve. This is Val saying hello.
I'm Hopper, as usual. I have a great show for you tonight.
Oh God. And tonight we are joined by a special guest. I'm gonna butcher your name, so I'm gonna have you say it. How do you say your cosplay name?
You what? What? Savvy?
Missaru?
It's Miss Saru.
Missaru.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure? You seem
Obviously,
confused.
someone didn't do his research.
Listen, Val. Powers is the one that got the guest, so he really should be doing more of the research on this end. But hi, Michelle. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. We're
How are
glad to have you. We are doing well. This again is our 20th issue. You can follow us on HeroNuggets.com. So, getting to you, Michelle, you are a cosplayer, and actually on the show we've had some contention with this term before. Do you consider yourself a cosplayer or a costumer?
All right. Here's the thing. Cosplay is my hobby, but I do costuming as a living. Like I do costumes for movies, as like entertainment and the Miley Cyrus VMA performance. I worked on that. A bunch of really cool shit. And that when I do that stuff, I'm a costumer. When I cosplay and I go to conventions and I dress up like League of Legends characters, I am a cosplayer.
Right, but so you are a legit costumer on the side. See, the person that we had just didn't like the word cosplay, and so that's where the point of contention came from.
Oh, well, they're dumb.
So
And this is how we alienate our former guests.
Yeah, sorry, no.
No,
this
it's
is
fine.
this is how I start getting enemies. So costumer is like my legit name, like my title and my job description.
Right.
I'm actually like a specialty costumer, so I make weird shit.
That is very cool. So besides Miley Cyrus's twerking performance, what other things have you got to work on?
I worked on the first and second Hunger Games. I worked on Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 2.
Get out of here. Really?
No, yeah.
Really?
Really?
What did you do?
Wait, you gonna ask really again?
No.
On Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
What didn't there was only 6 of us, so I did a lot of I did Sub-Zero's mask.
Oh,
The
that's
rest
what I was
was
hoping for. I was like Sub-Zero anything.
Yeah, and then I did Katana and Melina. I did everything they're wearing. I did Kung Lao. Shit, they're all like, I'm so bad at this. I didn't do much of Scorpion. That was another girl. But like all the clan members, the blue and the that was like a year and a half ago too. The blue and the yellow dudes.
Shirai Ryu and the
Yeah, just like the
other
background
ones.
dudes. We made
Is
all
this
those.
like the
and-
90s Mortal Kombat film? Is that what we're talking about right now?
No, man.
No,
it's
the
an,
web series.
I was so lost for like a hot second. I'm like, you look
yeah,
very
there's
youthful,
an
but
incredible
from what you're
web
telling
series
me-
that was released like 2 years ago, and then they're finally doing season 2.
Yeah, season 2 is already out. Machinima puts it out. It's pretty great.
I'm
Glad
always so
way
late
up
on these
that
things.
one. Apparently, I'm super late on these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're missing out,
Super
man.
ultra mega late.
It's a whole thing.
Well, we're gonna have to check that out mainly for your costuming, but also
Oh,
because
thanks.
it's awesome.
It's
Um,
actually pretty awesome.
So, Michelle, you got your, if we're gonna use the word fame, through League of Legends cosplay. Am I correct?
Yeah, I guess. I don't consider myself famous in the slightest. I just think I'm a total
that's
weirdo
why I-
that
that's
people
why I
like.
hesitated.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, I guess League of Legends cosplay really kind of made people notice that I make costumes. But I've just been an obsessed League of Legends fan since 2010. So I was like, oh my god, the costumes are so good. I need to make all of them.
Your
How-
first one was Ash, right?
Huh?
Your first one was Ash, correct?
No, my first one was Caitlyn.
Oh yes, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a
did
champion
Caitlyn.
in the game.
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
did Sorceress Lux.
What does
Yep.
Caitlyn look like?
Okay. Caitlyn
Help me out here.
She has a big ol' hat.
She has big
She has a
hat.
sweet
Actually, when
gun.
I first wore it, nobody played League, and so I went to a convention, Anime Central, in 2011, and people.
Found the wonderful world of online games.
Yeah,
then
well,
Became a
I
troll.
I am kind of a troll.
How are you a troll? Would you say?
I'm not as bad as I used to be, but for a while I used to, when we were playing with other people, we would just distract them in chat. Like I'm like an incredible multitasker, so I'll be attacking and be like, just being like a weirdo, like hitting on them, because Annie's my main, and I actually played level like 2 to level 30 only as Annie, and she's an 8-year-old little girl, and I would talk to the other characters as if I was her in game, and people were like, "What is happening with this girl?" And then like when Brand got released, I was like, "You're my dad," and people were like, this
Wait, is
person's
Brand
crazy.
Annie's dad?
No, but doesn't that make sense?
Oh, I could see that. Oh. By the way, speaking of Brand, Zombie Brand skin, I can't wait for them to re-release all these Halloween skins.
God, you are the
God.
worst at staying on topic, Hopper.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. It is
You're an
topic.
ADD.
Wait, hold on. Okay, last
Dude,
thing.
Lollipoppy's where it's at.
Yes, I saw. You just had your poll of fans. Which one do you want me to cosplay as next, Lollipoppy or French Made in Italy? Right?
Yeah, and I actually was convinced. I was like, dude, Lollipoppy's gonna win by a landslide. Like, she's totally gonna. I was like, there's no way French Made in Italy's gonna win. And then like, Lollipop was 70 votes ahead. 70 votes ahead. And like the last 100 votes, like people commenting were like, every single one was French Made in Italy. And I was like, oh. And like, I'm like, I want to do both of them, for sure. French Made in Italy kind of makes more sense for Halloween, because. I'm totally gonna cosplay like Lollipoppy, seriously, at like PAX or something. I don't know where, but like Lollipoppy's going to be made,
What
That's
is-
and
so cool.
it's gonna be sexy Poppy though, because I'm too tall. I'm too tall to make
Yeah.
this cute.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Oh yeah, you're tall. You're a tall gal.
See,
It's above average.
yeah, I'm like 6'7", and I want to do J4 or Ezreal or I forget who else I
You
wanted
have
to
the
be.
Ezreal hair.
You belong in a museum. I would just yell that in everyone's face the entire
Everyone's face.
conference.
When I cosplay as Lux, I'm always like Demacia. Like people will say something, and I'll just like,
Okay.
Demacia.
What have you? Okay, who are all of the 11 champions that you have cosplayed as? I'm
Okay.
gonna take this back over.
I gotta count. Okay, so we have Caitlyn, Sorceress Lux, Ash, Arcade Sona, Headmistress Fiora, Battle Bunny Riven, Leona, Soraka, Vi, Victorious Janna. Who am I forgetting?
It's that thumb.
You said Leona, yeah?
I already said Leona. I said Vi. Ash. I said Arcade Sona. I know I'm missing one. Holy
Wait,
shit.
think
Who-
of your roles. Top, mid, support, jungle, ADC. Oh, X-Men.
Hold on. Did I say... I said Caitlyn.
Yep.
I said...
Ash.
This is making me really mad.
Remember the
And I
other
said
one
Battle
doing
Bunny
this-
Riven, right?
Yes, Battle Bunny Ribbon.
Google. Google's
Are you
gonna help.
Googling yourself?
Morgana.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
Morgana.
I only wore Morgana once because it took 4 hours to put the body makeup on. I was like, fuck this.
How did you do the body makeup? Well, let's get into cosplay tips and
The
tricks.
body
here.
paint. The body
Yeah.
paint.
Mhm.
I used Ben Nye aqua colors, and I had my boyfriend help paint my back.
With a brush, with like a roller.
No, you get like a sponge, like a makeup sponge that people.
Because
Oh, that's pretty interesting. I get Steve to shave my back all the time.
Oh, does he?
Hey,
That, you know that's true love.
do you guys know anybody who uses horse shampoo? Because I hear it makes your hair extra shiny.
I think it's a
I
lie.
have that too.
what? Where did that come from, Steve?
We were talking about the makeup, and then it got me thinking about shiny coats,
Shiny
and
hair.
and then, well, first the horse hair, and now head hair.
Ah,
What are you talking
stupid.
Horse shampoo. Is that real? Is that real? I don't even know if that's real.
Horse shampoo is real. That's
Can one of our viewers please Google this?
Yeah, horse shampoo.
No,
Is this a
somebody
thing?
send me several videos of somebody shampooing a horse, maybe while listening to some Barry White.
Yes, you'd be really into that.
Okay,
Sounds
Michelle,
like-
I have to bring this up. Speaking of horses, it's coming back. Don't give that look, Joe.
Okay,
So
okay,
you're saying
okay.
in game you pretended to be Annie as the character.